Looks like we are live. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another stream. Yes, the birthday week starts now at this point. I can't celebrate my birthday until this Thursday. Thursday is the birthday stream party, man. Sunday was Palm Sunday, so you know I was at church and stuff. So, but this Thursday, we doing everything. I've got a post for you guys going up tomorrow. It's gonna be lit. I'm gonna have prizes, giveaways. We're gonna have the Mario Kart World Nintendo or Mario Kart World Direct on in the morning. Then we're gonna come back like around 2 p.m. PT, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And we're gonna have a long stream through the night. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have like hours. Party Man's gonna come on. We're gonna have Paul Gale Network is gonna be here. We're gonna have some, maybe another guest speaker or two. Probably Baron will come through. It's gonna be a great stream. So that's this Thursday. I'll have a post on Wednesday to remind you guys that the birthday stream is on Thursday. So Wednesday, I'll remind you guys that the birthday stream's on Thursday. So it is going to be a great stream. I cannot wait. I'm celebrating my birthday that day. That is the birthday day. It's going to be, like I said, a lot of fun. I cannot wait. I'm still putting together some things, but I got the thumbnail and all that stuff done. So it's very clean. Very clean. Very 4K. You know, switch to 4K. Shout outs to Dior. Let's get to the shout outs, though. Shout outs to my man Dior. What's good? Welcome to the stream. Party Man Cart is here. We're going to go over pre-orders, updates. Apparently some new rumors popping up about GameStop and some of the pre-orders, like numbers that they're getting 100 units per store or something like that. So we're gonna dig into that a little bit. We're gonna get into the situation that's going on with the PSN price hike. Is there a double standard that is going on? Best Switch 2 games, and of course, you know what? People got on me about this on Twitter and stuff, but I kind of knew. I knew the fraud platformer fans. I knew it had nothing to do with them liking platformers, and all I had to do with them liking Sony and Astrobot, or just really not even just Astrobot, it's just Sony. I knew that was the case with certain people. I didn't want to say it back then, but it's been confirmed now in certain accounts that I follow. It's nothing to do with liking platformers. It's simply because Sony made a good one. It's simply because Sony made it. Because now all of a sudden Donkey Kong, that doesn't. Oh no, I'm okay. Not someone not really into it. Oh my goodness. But we're gonna talk about that and more. Let's see here. Shout outs to Party Man. What's up, Party Man? Welcome to the stream. Clabby94. What is good? Mario Kart World, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart series. Yes, sir. Looking like the Breath of the Wild of the Mario Kart series. Ooh, that's a big, that's a tall ask, right? David V. What's up, David V? Cutslanova. What up, cats? Shaw X. William V says, damn, darn not live yet. I am live. No Sai, what's up, No Sai? Bluncy, Soul, R&B, what's up, man? Zeno Wielder, 777 OG, double OG. Braden Christensen, what's good? Aries EMS, Epic Globster, guess who's back? What's up, Mustafa? Welcome. Misinformation on the 145% tariffs on Switch 2 they're made in Vietnam. Yeah, there's definitely some misinformation going on there as well. But you know what can you do at this point, man? Just gotta let things ride, let it rock. Oh man, let it rock at this point, bro. Just let it rock and then correct it later. Happy birthday week. Thank you so much, Mod. I appreciate that. This Thursday, Misinfo train has pulled into the station. Yeah, it's pretty prevalent at this point. But I mean, what can you do? All you can do is just kind of call it out on Twitter, or just try to call it out. Like, you know, from what I've seen, Insider Gaming is like the lead pack. They're like leading the pack in misinformation. They're definitely at the top of the list, but I mean, they're trying to pay all their employees and stuff, so it's like, I understand, like, I get it from a website standpoint. You're looking for any scrap, any bit, any type of thing that you can do, you know, to get people to go to the site. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah. Say happy birthday. Thank you so much. Yeah, Thursday will be the birthday, so you guys can save those for Thursday. Thursday will be the birthday stream. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. 17th, yes. Yours the 19th. Okay, cool. Shoe from the PlayStation saying Nintendo is losing their identity doesn't make sense. Shoe from PlayStation. Shuhei Yoshida says they're losing their identity. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. He lost his identity. I mean, they didn't even want him there no more at PlayStation. I don't know if he said that though. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So if anybody lost their identity, I mean, it ain't Nintendo. Let's see. Did you guys not see the games? Did you guys not see Donkey Kong? Did you guys not see Mario Kart World? Did you not see Metroid Prime? That's Donkey Kong, Mario, Metroid. That's all those IPs are from the NES. All those IPs are from the NES era. What identity are they losing? They still, it's been 40 years. 40 years, and those are still the leading top IPs that people are excited for. Zelda launching with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, to me, that's the identity personified. People are excited for the stuff that people were excited about in the 80s. Like, a lot of y'all weren't even born. And we're still getting hyped and excited for Donkey Kong, Mario, Zelda, Metroid, older IPs. Kirby's what, early 90s? Like 1990? Kirby's coming out this year. So, like, nah. Let's see here. My Monday's been good, man. Didn't COVID, maritime shipping prices never passed on to consumer. Everything's been hit by inflation. Inflation has hit everything since COVID. Birthday's the 18th, mom's the 25th. Told her I might miss her birthday to play Expedition 33. Of course, I was joking, sort of. I know, seriously. What's up, Jeffrey Tucker? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? What's up, Dave? Latest on pre-orders. Looks like we got about 100 units per GameStop. That's what, like I said, rumor. That's kind of going around right now. You know, 100 units per GameStop, which right around that, which should be pretty good. I mean, I don't think the PS5 or Xbox Series got 100 units per GameStop location. That's just GameStop though. So yeah. Shoutouts to Cyber Taurus with the
opening JoJo Volley.
Yo!
Looking forward to Thursday. Better believe I will be there.
Oh, Cyber Taurus, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. You've been a super elite, top ranked S-tier ninja in the village, man, and I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Thursday's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, I got some cool stuff planned. I've got some new JoJo's or OJ's Bizarre Adventure story time. I literally was thinking, I've told you guys most of the stories, or a lot of the stories, but something happened, and there was a few that unlocked, because one of my best friends is moving back into town. So it unlocked a few of the stories that I was thinking of. I'm like, oh, I got a few stories. You know, I still got a few stories left that I haven't said. So yeah, we definitely gonna be doing that. Shout out to my man Cybertoast with the $10. We are only 5 combos away from a 15-minute extension on tonight's stream. Let's go. Jeffrey Tucker's here. Juice Man Von, bro. The Switch 2A is obvious at this point. Players, as people are just talking pure nonsense. At this point, it's going to be successful. I mean, like, I don't think there's any way that you can sit here and say that it's not going to be successful with this many people upset. It's like the Switch 1.
Looking forward to seeing what Mario Kart World is hiding on Thursday.
Shout out Zoo.
It looks like a banger. Also, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Birthday. I can't celebrate my birthday on Palm Sunday. That's why I wasn't really talking too much. That's just, it doesn't fit with my own personal beliefs and stuff. So Thursday will be it. Thursday will be the official, you know, the official birthday stream, the official birthday. So thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah. It was Palm Sunday. So like I said, not to get too into religion and all that, because I know like that's not something that you want to get into. But yeah, personally, I couldn't do it on Sunday. So we're going to do it on Thursday. That will be the day. Because something special happened on Thursday too, back in the day when I was born. All those decades ago when I was born. That following Thursday, or that Thursday, there was some pretty crazy stuff that happened. So maybe I'll tell you guys that story too of Los Angeles in the 80s. Los Angeles in the 70s/80s. Maybe I'll tell you guys that story too. That was literally straight out of Compton, Easy-E. Government doing all sorts of crazy stuff with the hood back then. So yeah, maybe I'll tell you guys one of those stories too. Let's see here. Will Nintendo be gifting you a Nintendo Switch 2? No, I don't think they're going to be gifting me a Nintendo Switch 2. I don't think so. Not at all. But that's okay. I don't need a gift of Nintendo Switch 2. I will buy it. Shout outs to my man Zoo. Thank you for the $10. We got a two-way tie at the top of the board between Zoo and Cyber Taurus. Thank you so much, Zoo, Cyber Taurus. But yes, I'm looking forward to the Mario Kart stream. I think it's going to be fun. Birthday stream the same day. It is going to be awesome. So yeah, man. Xbox price hike coming. I think the next system's probably going to be more expensive, right? Can't even post my excitement with Switch 2 without people crying about comments, replies about it. That's how you know it's, I'm telling you, man, that's how you know it's going to do well. It was very much like the Switch 1. I know people like to, it was a long time ago. It was about 10 years ago. But Party Man was here on the internet, you know, even though he was probably shouldn't have been. I don't know what the age limit is, but his parents allowed him to be on the internet back then. So Party Man was here. Some of you guys were here. Literally every day I was fighting someone in the comment section telling me this, telling me that. We had videos left and right. We had all this stuff from the same usual suspects. The people, not the same exact people, but some of the same people, like the Angry Joes and stuff like that. The same people that were angry right at this point, they were saying it was all trash and saying pirate and doing all this stuff back then. I know it sounds weird and crazy to say that, but I'm telling you, it's the case. Now you're starting to see what I was talking about, though. If you bring up how there's inflation, or if you bring up how stuff's expensive, or payroll, or any of these things, people will call you shilling names. Sony's now hiked the price. Why? Economic conditions. Payroll, prices, distribution, shipping, server costs. All this stuff costs a gang ton of money. That's why there's been no price drops. People think everything's just going to be... I was trying to tell people this. I get called names for it, but I'm so happy this happened, because now people like, I have people quote tweeting me on Twitter saying, no, it's not different. What you mean? You talking about a system that's 5 years old and has seen 0 price drops. Why do you think that is? You think that the next system or the Switch 2 is going to be cheaper than the Switch 1? Like, are you guys stupid? Like, that's just is inflation. That's just cost of parts, cost of service. Everything has went up. Like, people are dumb as heck, man. Like, people are so stupid. When I try to tell them that, because I know business, because I worked in Fortune 500 companies that have large manpower, man forces and women forces or workforces. I worked in all that. I know how much a payroll is. You got people that are trying to tell you economics that literally never managed a single payroll in their life. Never managed a single payroll for any type of team, but trying to tell you how much stuff costs, the economics of trying to be online Twitter analysts, and they haven't managed a single payroll in their life. You know? It's crazy. So then when I have experience doing that, and then when I tell them, well, no, this is how it's kind of is, people think, no, it's just them being scummy. No, it's just not that. No, it's not them being scummy. Trust me. Every company wants to make money, but there's a certain thing that you got to do to balance costs and everything. Otherwise, you're going to go out of business, you know? Luis Gonzalez with the $2 says, Switch 2, you think will be available for pre-order? You think will be available for pre-order? Yeah, it'll be available for pre-order at some point. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen at some point, for sure. OJ, are you Gen Y, Gen X? I'm Gen O. What gen is that? O. Gen O for OJ. 24 on the board. Yo, thank you for the 15-minute extension. I appreciate that. Let's get it. Shout outs to Noah.
Overclock Buster!
So OJ, don't know if Nintendo was asked Donkey Kong would show up Bonanza. All Nintendo replied with no Diddy Bantam. Whatever, House King. Shout outs. Salutes OJ chat looking like PS first party maybe off the table for Nintendo Switch 2. Thoughts about Switch have a library. Thoughts about PS first party maybe off the table. I don't care about PS first party games on Nintendo Switch systems. Shouts to Zoo.
Not a problem. It's a steal for what you are getting. That said, I have managed a payroll or 3, and one thing I do.
I know you have,
understand
Zoo.
is everything bows to macroeconomics.
Yeah.
This could be the perfect system, and the current environment would eat it alive.
The thing about it, though, is that and I know you have. That's why I don't say that you never have, because I know you have. I know because you do this, so I know you. So I don't ever question your knowledge on that. That's something that I'll never question. Like, oh man, he doesn't know what he's talking about, or not take you seriously. I'll always take you seriously on that one because you're obviously very knowledgeable on that. on that front. Very knowledgeable on that front. Shout outs to Zoo though, appreciate you. We got also a 30, so we got to get another extension, guys, and I'll talk about what he just said right now. Let's go. 30 minutes.
Overclock Buster.
Overclock. Let's go. Shout outs, man. Appreciate that. So yeah. So the thing about it is, the current economic climate is very shaky. It's very shaky with different stuff. But last year, America set a record for Black Friday spending. Even spending's been up. People are still buying PS5s. People are not really buying Xboxes, but whatever. People are still buying PCs. People are still buying PS5s. People are still buying laptops. I've got friends in distribution, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart. Their electronic sales are better than ever. They're just fine. They're not like they're having to scrum everything in Black Friday in order to, I mean, yes, Black Friday is called Black Friday for a reason. You know, to get back into the black, you're out of the red, you know. But things are okay. They're not too bad when it comes to major chains, the top of the top players, right? The top of the top of the top. Now, the middle and the bottom, that's where there's issues overall. Nintendo's a top dog. Like, I see Nintendo as a top dog. On top of that, it's a worldwide business. So since it's a worldwide business, if you look at the economics in Japan, Japan's economics are great, or not great, but they're good. They're solid. They're okay for right now. The system price, the games price are actually really good. Japanese consumers are thrilled about the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, it's going to be a massive hit there. I think it's going to be a hit here. I think Europe, it's going to be a little bit down from the Switch 1 because of pricing. Europe is getting hit quite possibly the hardest because of the economics right now. But here's the thing. That's why I said they're not that great. They're okay though. But look at the price of the Nintendo Switch in Japan. So just look at that. So, but the cost of food and the cost of like certain things in Japan is just like considerably lower than it is here in the US, even though US people have a higher average income. But yeah, cost of food and stuff like that in Japan is just way lower. But if you look at overall, when it comes to everything that's selling right now, like I said, PS5s are still selling off the shelf. You can definitely grab some of that base of people that are buying that. You can get people to buy the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of Switch 1 owners that have the money for the Switch 2 or are going to trade in their system to get a Switch 2. That's why you have to have the must-have games. You know, you have to have the Mario Karts to sell the system. You have to have the Donkey Kongs. You have to have the Pokemons. You have to have all these things. All of those things will help sell the system. Nobody's saying that they have to sell as much as the Switch 1. That's tough. There's only two systems that's ever sold as much as Switch 1, and that is the DS, and that is the PS2. That's probably not going to happen. That's okay. You don't need to have it that much. You just need to basically do well. You need to do well. So I don't see, there's never been, in the history of me covering Nintendo, actually in the history of Nintendo, I've never seen a Nintendo system, regardless of the economic condition. Remember, the Wii launched, there was a recession in 2008, 2009. The Wii still flew off of shelves. And there was a recession. There was a global recession, well, especially here in the US. Like, things got hit really hard. Couldn't find jobs. People were buying Wiis and Xbox 360s and PS3s. That generation, pretty high sales total for all the systems between the Wii, PS3, 360. PS3 sold 90 million, you know. Xbox sold 80 million plus. Wii sold 100 million. Cybertorch with another $10.
Today at work with some technology hardware manufacturers. It's getting very real very quick out there for manufacturing costs, and even getting supply where it needs to go in a cost-effective way.
Yep, yeah.
When stockpiles run out, oh man.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough, man. But at the same time, and like, you know, you gotta power through it. It's going to be a long generation, boys and girls. It's not just right now. It's gonna be a long gen. I think Nintendo might have the Switch 2 up for 10 years because I think there's going to be a Switch 2 and there's going to be a Switch Pro. So Nintendo's probably going to support the Switch 2 for about a decade. So we're in 2025, so we're probably going to go to about 2035 with this system. It's going to be a long gen. So Nintendo's got time to just release bangers after bangers, and they're gonna dump everything they got into this system. There is no secondary system like outside of the Switch 1. There'll be some games for the first number of years, maybe the first couple years. You know, this year we're gonna have Switch 1 games. Next year we're gonna have Switch 1 games. Maybe even the following year we might have a few. But Nintendo's gonna put everything they got, all their resources, into this one system. There's never been a Nintendo system in the history of Nintendo systems that has ever not been a success that has everything that Nintendo has. There's not a single system ever. It's never happened. So I wouldn't bet against it. It's never happened. Like Animal Crossing, Zelda, Pokemon, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Metroid. They're gonna bring the house. Kirby Air Riders, Hyrule Warriors. They're gonna bring everything. They're gonna just keep on, and they're gonna just keep on keeping on. Nintendo legitimately stockpiled everything for this gen. Their devs, hiring, pipeline, development, they've been planning for a hot minute. So they're gonna throw everything they got at this one. Big love with Zoo with the 5, and then Vatson with the 50. Oh my gosh!
By downturn when that happened. All 3 systems downturned, and 250 studios went under. And it took NSMB Wii to pull it out of the tailspin. What will Switch 2's new Super Mario Bros. Wii be? That is the question.
I mean, shoutouts to, I think that there's lots of things that they can do. To me, Smash Brothers can be that type of thing. Smash Brothers actually outsold New Super Mario Bros. If I'm not correct, for the Wii. So Smash Brothers on the Wii, on the Switch, outsold that game, or got close to it. So I think Smash definitely can be that game. I think a brand new Big Zelda with the movie, that can be that type of game. There are a number of, I think Animal Crossing can be a very similar type of thing with that game. They've got a lot. They've got a lot of IPs. So they've got more than they got when they were rolling with the Wii. You know, they got more blockbuster IPs now than when they were with the Wii. Look at the sales numbers for the Wii games versus the Switch games. Switch IPs are way more. So I think that they're going to actually outsell. A lot of stuff's going to actually do better financially. Plus there's DLC, plus there's other stuff that you can do to get even more money. The Wii didn't have DLC. It just had the playing game, and that was it. But the Switch is going to have DLC. The Switch is going to have, you know, more complex games, more games overall than the Wii. Shout out to the Vatson with the big 50. And he says, here's a big dono. Oh, you have a good one. Gotta watch the Wheel of Time. Hopefully Nintendo gets the skyrocket sales. Alrighty, OJ, have an amazing one. See you tomorrow. Music request. Disney Magical Tetris Challenge. Minis stage. Alright, I got you. I gotta get to the comments too. Shout out to everybody dropping donos, man. Holy smokes, you guys are just going crazy. My man Vatson with the big 50. Hey, yo. Oh my gosh, 99 on the board. Then Zoo with the 5 as well. 104. We out here slaying. Disney Magical Tetris Coughing Challenge. Coughing again. Mini theme. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go. Notice how people who played Switch 2 are all positive, whereas those who never tried out Switch 2 are mad, complaining. Yeah. Like I said, once you actually try it out, once you see, FOMO's gonna hit people like a brick. You guys don't believe me? Look at the Switch 1. FOMO's gonna hit people like a brick. They're gonna trade in their Switch 1s, or they're just gonna buy it outright. You're gonna see Mario Kart being played. You're gonna see Donkey Kong coming out. Metroid Prime coming in 4K 60, 120 frames. You got new Kirby Air Riders coming out. You got a new Hyrule Warriors coming out. By the way, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is the best-selling Warriors game of all time, for those who don't know. Over 4+ million units, probably closer to 5 now. So new Hyrule Warriors coming out, Age of Imprisonment. You're going to have a lot of content coming out, plus the Nintendo Switch 2 editions, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, obviously the new Kirby Star-Crossed World. By the way, Kirby sold 9 million units on the Nintendo Switch. So Kirby's become a way bigger franchise than what it was. Like, Kirby before never crossed like the 5 million mark. That was pretty much the limit, was like 4 or 5 million for Kirby. Now Kirby's up to the 9 million mark, so Kirby's way more popular. Super Smash Brothers broke records on the Switch 1, so when Sakurai drops the next Smash, that's gonna be crazy. I can't wait, man. This is gonna be an awesome generation. This is gonna be one of the best generations Nintendo's ever had. I think that the Switch generation was the best that they had, but I think this one's gonna top it. I have a PS5 Pro, and once in my life I can say GameStop actually was helpful. They had a disc driver in stock, so I didn't have to order it online. Hey, there you go, Carlos. Let's go. Says Breath of the Wild for 90. Hell no. You don't gotta buy Breath of the Wild for 90. Buy the game physical for 40 or 30, then just do the upgrade from there. Who's telling you to buy it for 90? Oh, that's right. insider gaming and dumbass YouTubers and content creators who like to just make up stuff. Nobody's telling you to buy it for 90. That's who it was, right? You're listening to them. Remember their three-phase launch plan? Remember that from Insider Gaming? Remember that? Oh yeah, no third-party games at launch, guys. All first-party at launch, and then in November, December, okay, yeah, third parties are gonna, that's when they're October, that's when they're coming. Oh, wait a minute. Except for Cyberpunk, except for Split Fiction, except for Hitman, except for Hogwarts, except for Bravely Default, except for Street Fighter, except for the Nobunaga game, except for all that others, except for Yakuza. Oops, my bad. I guess we forgot all that other stuff, didn't we? Man, get out of here with that fake news. Get out of here with that fake news, Krog, bro. What you doing, fam? We ain't dumb over here. This ain't Twitter. Jeffrey Tucker with the $10
birthday. Will you use Zelda notes at all? I have
yes.
sense of direction, so I'll be using it all the time.
Yes, I will be using the Zelda notes. I will be having my tablet. I'm actually going to get a new tablet for it. I'm going to have my tablet, and I'm just going to have it propped up right over here, and I'll be having Zelda notes out all the time, so I can finally get all those stupid Koroks, and I can get other people's super cool creations. So yeah, let's see, who doesn't already have Game of the Year Breath of the Wild anyway? Exactly. Like, the problem that I have is that these people are exposing themselves. None of these people even, okay, hold up. Leapfrog Factory, what the hell? None of these people even bought, why did I go to a free movie on YouTube anyway? None of these people even bought Breath of the Wild or played it. Why are they complaining? Why don't you already have the game? What are you talking about? You should already have the game. You're complaining about having to buy it for this. Why don't you already have it? Because I could have swore all of them said that they played it and it was great. Now all of a sudden there's these random people that all of a sudden don't have the game. You guys all said y'all had the game.
FOMO is definitely gonna hit people like a stack of bricks.
Yeah.
Bam. Especially with tariffs threatening to raise the price once the inventory depletes. BTW.
Yep.
What's the update? I just came in.
100
tears of joy.
100 units per GameStop for right now. So pretty good stock so far for GameStop. Let's see. You don't have it. Then you can buy the game used. You can buy the game used. You can buy the game new. It's new for like $40, $50. You can buy the game used, and you can upgrade it for $10 from there if you want. You don't have to get the expansion pass if you don't want it. If you want it, you can get it. I personally feel that they should have included it in the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, but people acting like you have to spend $90 to get the game, even with all that crap, is just false. But the game is, like I said, it's already old. It's like, you can get it for cheaper than $60. You don't have to pay the full price for it. It's you can buy the cartridge used. You can buy the cartridge new. You can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You can use a voucher system on Switch 1 if you want. If they still have that, then I don't know if they still have it. But if they do, you can use that if there's still that available for it. So people try to sit there and say it's 90. Nah, not for 90. Nah. Why don't you already have it, Krog? That's weird, bruh. You should have already had it. So yeah. Backup budget for those 90 Switch 1 games getting an upgrade can buy the Switch 2 separate. You don't have to buy the Switch 2. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to buy the Switch 2 edition of the game. Just like you don't have to buy the special edition of Assassin's Creed for $100-something. Is Assassin's Creed $100-something? Is that $100-something? Because that's how much they were charging. How about Metaphor Refantasio? They have a digital. I bought that for $100. Is it a $100 game now? And if you want everything, like, you can just buy the game. You don't have to buy everything with it. Or if you already have the game, you can just upgrade from there. So yeah, you can find brand new copies for 40-something to 50 as well. So to me, it was just it was insider gaming trying to cover the fact that they were wrong on $90. So then they say, oh, well, now if you want everything to it, it's $90. Like, it was just them trying to make up for them misreporting, misinformation. That's all it was. That's all it was. I ain't never seen any developer launching any system launching and somebody says, well, if you want to get the game's actually $100-something if you want everything, because there's been $70 games with DLC at launch, and I didn't see a single headline saying it's $100 for the game. You know, it was just, oh, it's $70 for the game, then there's DLC available. So whatever. What's up, Siptomi? Welcome to the stream. Hope your day's been good. Anything by Nintendo listing ARMS is an upgraded game. Yeah, ARMS is an upgraded game. Yeah, it's one of the upgraded games. You gotta watch the vids. We covered that one. So I don't think it ups the odds of a sequel, no. But the game is gonna be upgraded. So I'm guessing they're gonna add 4K 100 or 4K 60 or like 1080p 120 frames. So they're gonna add something like that. Yeah, like 1080p 120 frames. Hey, what's up, Shadow Fox? Welcome. Do you think they cancel the next 3D Mario game? If Ryan's right, if they did, why would they cancel the next 3D Mario game? That sounds like something somebody really stupid would do. Winning's my name. So why would they cancel the next 3D Mario? For what reason? That makes zero sense. Why are you asking me that? Of course they did not cancel the next Mario game. That's weird. I think they should include DLC personally, but there's decent ways around it. Just seems strange not to include a new flagship version of the game. Yeah, I like I said, I feel you on that one. Like I feel you on that one 100%. Like I think it should have been included as well. 100% should have been included as well. But people are acting like, oh well, it's just that. If you want it, you got to pay that. That's not true. That's not true. I mean, and do you already have the game? Like most of us already have the game. So you just upgrade it from there. I actually already have everything. A lot of you guys probably already have everything with it. Johnny with the $2. Shout outs, man. Appreciate Johnny. Thank you for the 2. Why do people want Mario Galaxy 3 over Mario 3D Mario? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, bro. You're just talking about winning. You're just talking about random people. I don't know what random people want Mario Galaxy 3 over 3D over new 3D Mario. I don't know. I've never even heard that, man. That's just random people that you're running into online. Random people say all sorts of stuff online, bro. It's not relevant. It doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. Let's see here. And there's arguments that Wii U game, it's 8 years old game, bruh. It's like one of the game of the year's freak's sake. Like I said, I think that it should have been. Like I said, I think it should have been included. But if you want the game, you can get the game used. You can upgrade it from there. The game is good. The game is fine. I mean, like if you go on like lots of other I'm telling you, prices aren't going down for nothing. You want Little Big Planet on the PlayStation 4 or sorry PS5? That game is $60. That was a launch title for the PS5 and for the PS4. That game is $60 for that game, and that game's stupid. That it's not very good. That Little Big Planet, that little Super Mario 3D World Little Big Planet game, it's not very good. Unless you have PS Plus. If you have PS Plus, then you can it comes included, but you got to pay that $80 a year for that PS Plus or whatever to get that. You know what I'm saying? But they haven't even dropped the price on that. It is $60 full, and that game is nowhere near the price. So it's not a whataboutism. I'm just saying that Sony, Nintendo, a lot of these devs, they're not going to be just dropping the price of everything. I'm trying to tell you guys, this stuff with inflation and these prices has nothing to do with defending. These companies are not going to be dropping the price down to just because a game is older. They're going to leave the prices, especially with their first party games. They're going to leave them, and they're going to make you subscribe to a service, or they're going to make you do something else to try to get that game if it's older, or try to get the upgrade or something like that, like at no additional cost or something. They're going to try to do something. They're not lowering the prices of anything, man. So let's see here. Isn't the DLC mid anyway? Who cares? The DLC for Breath of the Wild is it's okay. I think it's good. The Champions Ballot, I thought it was okay. But the biggest thing is that you get the Master Cycle with it, and the Master Cycle is really cool. So yeah. I feel like the next 3D Mario should be different, not Odyssey 2 or Sunshine or Sunshine. I think it's going to be a completely new 3D Mario. Let's see here. Wario 64 posted that there's a potential placeholder for Switch 2 pre-order on April 30th at Target. What did I tell you guys? April 30th? That's pretty much April 30th. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but we'll see. Shout outs to Aries EMS. Yo, with the 10 gifted members. Hey, yo, shout outs to Aries. What is going on, Aries? Thank you for the 10 gifted. You guys know what time it is. We have broken past you know what, all limits. So my man Cloud coming to Nintendo Switch. Let's go. It's time for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out. Shout out to Shadow Fox is here as well. What's up, Shadow Fox? Shout out to all the people that got memberships too. Big love to everybody that got memberships. You guys give some love to Aries EMS. You're the gift ninja. Anybody does 10 or more gifts, you can pass up Aries EMS. Remember, guys, we have a big birthday stream. My birthday stream is on Thursday. we're going to be having all sorts of cool stuff and prizes and giveaways and fun for everyone. So I hope hopefully you guys can make it through. I'll have a post with the time and all of that on Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. So yeah, let's go. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate you guys. You guys are goated. Goated. Big love. Shout outs to Aries, man. I mean, one thing that's concerned, Breath of the Wild, Switch 1 copy demand will rise, so the price will use copies, but I hope it won't happen. Yeah, we'll see about that. Rukia X played with the 8 months. So are Nintendo the reason for price of PS5 going up? Should they hold Nintendo accountable, or is the Sony's decision? It's not Sony's decision. You can hold whoever you want accountable all you want to. What I'm saying is that people aren't going to lower the price of things. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that inflation and that payrolls and staffing is they're going to not lower the price. You can hold whoever you want accountable that you want to. I actually don't care. Buy what you want. As a consumer, it's not about holding anybody accountable. It's about what you want to do with your money. So if you want to buy it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't. But going online and throwing, like I said, and saying, see this, that's not the way, in my opinion. You vote with your wallet. If you think that it's not a good price, then don't buy it. If you're upset with the price, then don't buy it. If you want to buy it, then you buy it. But it's not about holding anything. I'm telling you what's happening right now. I'm telling you what's happening. Just like how there's price hikes with PSN. I'm not holding anybody accountable or anything. It's Sony's deal. It's their business. They're raising prices because everything is going up in terms of salaries, in terms of shipping, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of prices, in terms of material. So that's the reason why Sony's gotten another price hike. It's not about holding Sony or whatever accountable. I'm telling you what's happening in the market right now. So you can choose to believe me, or you can choose to be wrong later. Just like I don't care. But I'm telling you what's going on with business right now. And like I said, if you work in any type of industry, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, look at the price of lumber, look at the price of oil, look at the price of everything. Everything's always going up. It's been going up, and it's the same thing here with video games. So hold them accountable all you want to. Buy what you want, don't buy what you want. But I'm coming here to tell you the truth, and that's the truth right now. So yeah. Prices will affect other first-party games like Xenoblade. If $80, new fans won't waste money on stuff like this. Well, Donkey Kong's $70, so I don't know if Xenoblade's going to be $80 or not. They can get $80 for Mario Kart, but Donkey Kong's $70. So, and not all other games are $80 as well. So I don't. What's your point? Like, they might charge $80 for Xenoblade, they might not. If Nintendo, I don't think Nintendo's going to think that Xenoblade has the same type of selling power as Mario Kart, so I think they'll probably charge $70 for Xeno, because Xeno is not Mario Kart. But they can probably get away with selling Xenoblade for for $70 or $60. They can get away with that, but they can't get away with it selling it for $80. Like, they can get away with selling Tears of the Kingdom for $70, yeah, because that's Zelda. So yeah, Zelda, Mario, the highest end, yeah, those will probably be that. But that has nothing to do with Xenoblade. That's not a foregone conclusion, considering Donkey Kong is $70. So I don't know, like, what else, what are you trying to say? I don't get it. Let's see, also brought Sound Like a Sun Grand Studios, but I don't know why he's letting PC fanboys controlling him. I hope he does do his VG videos, but now he thanks grifters and Smash JT, etc. I don't know what you're talking about, Minato Mario, but all right. Let's see, just now tuning in when the pre-orders go live. We don't know when the pre-orders are going live. We're getting about 100 systems per GameStop here in the US. So that's the update on the pre-order situation. There should be a good amount of stock per GameStop. So yeah, hope Xenoblade 2 gets a simple upscale frames per second patch. That would be nice. I hope they do. Let's see. I definitely will pay $80 for Xenoblade. I mean, yeah, the hardcore Xenoblade fans will pay. You know why the hardcore Xenoblade fans will pay $80 for Xenoblade? Because we already pay $80 for Xenoblade. That's the funny thing. All of the hardcore fans actually already pay $80 for Xenoblade. The base game plus the DLC package. The base game and DLC package is actually more than $80. Sometimes it's actually up to $100. Xenoblade Torn of the Golden Country, physical copy of that game. That's the full experience of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Base game was $60. Expansion pass was $30, so that was $90. Or you can buy the physical copy at the time. That was $40. So I paid $100 for the full experience of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, expansion pass, I think, was $30 for the expansion, or was it $20? I don't remember. Either way, it was either $80 or $100. And tons of people went out there, bought the special edition, bought the expansion pass, like literally tons of people. So Xenoblade fans actually already been paying $80 for the game. That's the funny thing. But I doubt Nintendo thinks that they can probably get the same pull from like Mario Kart. Let's see here. So now you're gonna pay 100, 120. So now I'm gonna pay that? No, I'm gonna pay whatever the price of the game is. I got my pre-order for the Japanese region locked console. Or do you mean like with DLC? If they do DLC, then yeah, exactly. It's gonna go up to that. Like I said, I already did it once. I already did it with the with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That was 100 for everything. So yeah. But that Logic Smash will be like over 100. Smash is probably gonna be an $80 game. So then yeah, plus the DLC, it's probably gonna be over that. Once again, Smash was over 100. If you want all the characters, it's over $100. $60 for the game. 2 season passes, right? And I think those were $30 each. One of them was 20 and one of them was 30. So they already got like $100 out of people for that game. Like for the totality of Smash, $100 for everything. With all the DLC. So that's already been a thing. Everyone acts like video games is the only thing markup in price, buy it or not. Live once, buy it if you want it. That's what I'm saying, D-Rock. Buy it if you want it. If you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. That's just kind of how it is. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get it, then like I said, you got to trade in games. You got to buy less games. You got to kind of do different things to maneuver to be able to get what you want. You got to really say, okay, this is what I want. I'm going to go with this. You know what I'm saying? Or you can just not buy. You can go on Steam. You can go on PC. You can play PC. PC games, super cheap. So you can go on there. And you can get yourself a PC, mid-range PC, and you can just play the games on there. There's also that option. That is option number 3. There is also that option. Looking at what happened to my wallet, while players just list all the costs of special editions on Xenoblade I bought. Dude, I would buy the DLC and I would also buy the special edition. So I would be paying like $200. Every Xenoblade release for me is like a $200 purchase. It really is. Expansions don't count. Okay. That expansions don't count. Okay, no problem. Expansions don't count. Fine, no problem. Chrono Trigger was like $80 when it launched back in the day. It was like 70 or 80. Yeah, it was expensive. A Chrono Trigger cartridge, because it was like on like a 32 gigabyte cart. So yeah. Was I cruising past the fact that Nintendo was the most greedy corporation ever existed? No competition. Most greedy corporation ever existed. No competition. Are you sure about that? I'm not cruising past anything. Let me know how they're the most greedy corporation that's ever existed. Feel free. Let's hear it. How are they the most greedy corporation that ever existed? I want to know from your own experience. I'm not cruising past anything. I've been playing Nintendo games for 40 years. I know their pricing history from the bottom all the way to the top. So let me know. If you got something interesting to say, let's hear it. Let's see here. Are you going to play South of Midnight? Am I going to play South of Midnight? Maybe. Apple, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Apple would like a word. Apple has stepped into the ring. Apple has stepped into the ring. Seriously. Bank of America has stepped into the ring. In Shape has stepped into the ring. Ooh, you guys want to hear about what some of these companies have done and what they've done to their consumers? In Shape, siphoning money. Wells Fargo, siphoning money, millions of dollars from their own customers over the course of decades that resulted in massive lawsuits. Want to talk about greedy? Oh my gosh. Let's hear. But Reddit told me. Oh, there you go, Reddit. But it's all good. People are going to be so silly when Switch 2 finally comes out. The only people that start blabbering about greedy corporations are the ones that don't understand how economics work. Listen, all companies, let me give you guys a tip. All multi-billion dollar companies are greedy. Every single, in the technology space and atmosphere, every single one of them, because they have employees to pay, they have shareholders to satisfy. So that's the reason why they're greedy. A capitalistic, I've worked in Fortune 500. I've worked in public companies that are public and have shareholders. Trust me. In the board meetings and all that, they're all saying the same thing. How can we find more ways to do X, Y, and Z to increase X, Y, and Z? That's how it all, for every single one of them. Now, they don't always make the right choices, and you're allowed to disagree. I disagree with Mario Kart's pricing. I disagree with the Breath of the Wild expansion pass type of stuff. I think it should be, there's a lot of things that I disagree with, but does that mean I'm not going to buy it or play it? No, Like, well, the funny thing about it is that content creators and people on Twitter want me to go Angry Joe style and yell and go crazy and berate and do all that, and then buy it anyway. So I can, and then, oh well, it's okay. He ranted about it, and he raved about it, and he made angry videos about it. So it's okay if he still buys it now because he did his part. You know, it's like it's so weird. These guys are completely grifting on you guys. Just to let you guys know, these multimillionaire YouTubers are completely grifting on you guys with some of their anger. They're not actually mad. They barely played the Switch. They don't care. I guarantee you. I really wish some of their DMs would get exposed with their employees when they don't care. They don't give a damn about Nintendo or the Switch 2 or the games because they didn't care about Switch 1. They barely played it. Now all of a sudden they're interested. Like, that's complete trash. That's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. Am I interested in the next ROG Ally? Of course not. I didn't give a damn about the first ROG Ally. Am I interested in the next Steam Deck? No, I'm not interested in the next Steam Deck. I don't care about the first Steam Deck. But these people will actually make you believe that they're interested in these products when they're not. Trust me, they aren't. They're just ranting and raving online to look like a good guy or look like they're for these fake for consumer content creators. It's just a lie. It's fake. It's complete fake. So what do you guys? They want everyone to yell and scream about it. But then what? Are you hypocritical if you actually buy it? That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna buy something, if you're actually gonna buy X, Y, and Z product, there's really no way you're gonna really be so angry. I'm not so angry about Mario Kart because I'm gonna buy it because I want it. So if I was to get super angry and yell, does that make my purchase, is it more justified now? I'm gonna buy the game because 1, I'm gonna cover it, obviously. 2, it's my job. And 3, I'm looking forward to playing. If I really didn't have the extra 10 or whatever, I would simply just trade in a game and get that extra 10. I got a lot of games, so I'd trade in something and get it. So regardless, I was gonna get it. Even if I was broke, I would get it. Even if I had no money, I would get it. So should I just yell, rant, and scream about how bad everything is? And then if I buy it anyway, does it make my purchase better? Because that's what some of these guys are gonna do. They're gonna yell, rant, and scream, and they're gonna have it on day 1. So then what? Were they better than me because they yelled, ranted, and screamed and did all that, but they still bought it? I mean, I think that they'd have to not buy the system at all for it to really be legitimized. You know what I'm saying? So, and we all know they're going to buy it, or they're going to try to buy it. So for me, there's no point. Even if there's something that I don't like PSN hikes, or like PS5 price going up, well, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter to me. So yeah. Can people name companies that are not greedy? I'm waiting. Well, publicly traded companies that are not greedy. I mean, there's some private companies that aren't, but publicly traded companies are usually greedy. Hell, even private companies can be. What's up, Storm? Thank you for the subscription. What's up, Ivan? Thank you for the subscription as well. Yeah, I know Muck Bro was just messing around. YouTubers yelling and screaming want to make more money in their current negative wave. Tomorrow there'll be a wave of change. The wave is already changing. If you guys haven't noticed, it's already starting to subside, and people are already starting to get excited for the Switch 2. So it's gonna do well at launch. People are already starting to line up 2 months in advance at Nintendo stores or Nintendo San Francisco or whatever. People are already starting to line up. The system's gonna have a great launch. It's gonna do well. We all know this. There's so many big games coming out. They've actually got more third-party support than the Switch 1 in terms of things. We just got to make sure that, these tariffs don't smash us over the head with like a $600 price tag, which I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, we still have to wait and see on that, see the final play on that. But it looks like Nintendo's stockpiling, at least at the beginning. But ultimately, at the end of the day, in the next 10 years or however long this system's on the market, right, it's going to do well. There's going to be all sorts of cool games. It's going to be great. And I think it's going to be the best generation that Nintendo's had because they finally have got the tech to catch up with their games, the ambition of their games and what they're doing. Look at Donkey Kong, look at Metroid Prime, look at, look at Mario Kart. Sorry, there's the game I was thinking of. Look at Mario Kart, look at Kirby, look at how beautiful Kirby looks, dude. 60 frames and all that. Look at open world games, no problem whatsoever. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, 60 frames. Like, this is finally the system that people have been wanting. So whether they buy it now or they buy it later, at some point, even if it's 2, 3, 4 years from now, they're going to get it. The games are going to keep coming. Nintendo's going to keep throwing stuff at it. Economy be damned. Unless it's Terminator, T2 Terminator Day. Unless you got T1000s running at you, I don't see any way that this system doesn't really do well. And that's not me just defending or nothing. That's just me giving my honest, actual analysis. Let's see here. Oh, OJ, my boy, Mr. Matty become Nintendo YouTuber overnight. I think he's actually covered Nintendo games though. I'm not. Shout outs to Mr. Matty. I think he's actually covering it. Yeah, he doesn't cover it as much as obviously other Nintendo content creators, but he's covered them before. I ain't gonna really get on him. But there's guys like I said, it's no hate towards Angry Joe. I think he's cool. He's one of the OGs. He's inspired. He partly inspired me to do this. But I mean, him ranting and raving about something that he doesn't care about because he doesn't care about Switch. He reviewed like 1 or 2 games on the Switch. Like he didn't review it. He didn't even play the system. He doesn't even talk about it. Like, what is he ranting and raving about? He doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't care. The dude buys freaking $100 of assault rifles and stuff and he buys literally thousands of dollars worth of assault rifles and guns. How many assault rifles do you need, bro? How many shotguns and rocket launchers and all that do you need? Go yell about the prices of that. So it just makes no sense to me. Over here, yell Mario Kart is more valuable than having freaking military grade assault rifles and going shooting 24/7. You don't need all that. You just need like one to protect yourself or whatever, right? You don't need military grade assault rifles and stuff 24/7. So stop spending so much money on that and buy Mario Kart instead, fam. I'm just playing around though. People can buy whatever. People can spend their money on whatever they want. People can buy whatever they want. I'm just messing around. Let's see here. Let's see. To be honest, I think Angel Joe's ranting is fine. He got screwed over Nintendo after all. LOL. His ranting's just fine. No, dude, he doesn't care. Like, he legitimately doesn't care. I don't take his ranting's fine if he wants to do it. I'm not angry at him ranting. That's what his name is, Angry Joe. I have no problem with him ranting. I'm just saying it's not real. Like, if you've got to be dumb if you actually think that that's actually legitimate. It's not. Like, he does not care. If you actually think he cares, he doesn't. It's just to rant because that's his brand. That's his thing. But it's not real. He does not care about $80, bro. He does not care about $80 for Mario Kart. He doesn't even like Nintendo games like that. He doesn't cover me, he barely plays it. So I don't know, like, it's just not real. That's all. But like I said, I get it. It's part of the gimmick, which is okay. Like I said, I'm subscribed to him. I do watch some of his stuff every now and then. I mean, not really recently, but I've watched a lot of his reviews. I've watched a lot, and I think he does great work. I think he's actually a really good content creator, one of the best. His streaming's good. He's got a good little team that he's got. I think he's solid. He's very good. But like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and believe that him and like Moist, like big multi-million-dollar YouTubers. Like, why am I gonna believe that they're actually angry? They're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, their audience, sure, believe them. It's all good. Yeah, he buys $1,000 plus graphics cards all the time. He's always changing his graphics cards. He's always getting the latest stuff. I mean, dude's dropping all sorts of money on video games and tech and stuff like that. But I guess $80 is one bit too far. You know what I'm saying? Assault rifles, machine guns, graphics cards, multiple PCs, all sorts of stuff. You know, so am I really supposed to sit here and think, by the way, ad revenue, Twitch stream, like, am I supposed to really sit here and think that this dude is like angry about it? He's not. It's just part of the thing, which is okay. Like, there's no problem with that. Once again, I watch. It's fun. It's funny. Pre-order news is that we got 100 units per GameStop, right around 100 units per GameStop for Switch 2. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty good stock. Let's see. I mean, Moist Critical, right? I don't know. I don't know. Hold on, let me see here. I don't know why he had that much guns on it. Oh, some Americans are weird with guns. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really take nobody seriously that sits here and arms themselves like Contra, then over here getting crazy about Mario Kart. You arm yourself like Contra for what? You can only carry one at a time. Like, what? You're gonna have it around your waist, one on your side. What are you, Rambo? Like, I can't take. And by the way, guns are expensive as hell. Like, they're not cheap. The ones that I seen these dudes roll around with and that they're showing off and on Twitter and in videos and acting like they're freaking Cable or something like that. Like, they're acting like you're damn Cable or you're Deadshot or something. Like, Ain't nobody buying that nonsense that you guys are angry about that money. Come on, stop the cap. Cause you gotta be dumb as hell to actually buy that. Angry Joe upset when Nintendo was like me having a meltdown over PC graphics card prices, knowing good and well I couldn't care less. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a problem with them saying what they want to say. They can say it. They can be mad. I have no problem. It's your own content created. I'm not policing their content. It's cool. Let them make it. It's fun for the audience. It's fun for people. It's good for discussion and discourse. They can do it. Like, but I'm just not believing it. That's all. I just don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. And I don't have to. And like I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I believe or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, they're allowed to make it. It's cool. Jose, thank you for the subscription. And Blandrew, thank you for the $5, man. Appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go even. We passed out 100 on it. Let's see if we can get the double platinum tonight, boys and girls. That 200 combo breaker. Let's go. Let's go. For thinking stream literally said I can afford Switch 2, but I definitely won't be buying one. My reaction was for you never like to... Yeah, he never talked about Nintendo Switch and never talked about the games or even said that he played it anyway. So what does it matter? Like, it doesn't really matter at all. So yeah. Yeah, 100 units per a store for the pre-orders, guys, for GameStop. That's just GameStop, though. We still need to figure out about Target, Best Buy, Walmart, and any other retailers out there. But yeah, 100 per store, that's pretty good. I think with Switch 1, there was definitely not 100 per a GameStop. I think my brother told me that they had about 50 units per a GameStop back in 2017. So yeah, about 50-something units, maybe a little bit less than that. Some of them had about 30 to 40. Yeah, I remember my brother and my friend that I have that works in distribution told me they had about 30 to 40. Some high-performing GameStops had about 50 to 60, maybe a little bit more. But looking like there's going to be about 100. So definitely a huge increase from Switch 1. 512G or 1 TB? What are you talking about, Shy Guy? I watched Angry Joe for years, and yeah, mostly entertainment. He's a bit hypocritical at times. Yeah, and that's fine. Nobody's perfect. Which I heard the latest news on Animal Crossing New Horizons on Switch 2. Can you transfer your data island to it? I heard you can transfer. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Super Christian Mule. Let's see. But can it be pre-ordered in the US or not? Yeah, it's going to be able to be pre-ordered. They're going to announce the date for pre-orders coming up. It's not just going to be no pre-orders. They're going to announce the date for pre-orders coming up, guys. Let's see here. Oh, Creosenbaum, I missed your sound. What up, Creosenbaum? Did I miss you? Where are you at? Excuse me. I did not see your name pop up. Creosenbaum, did you drop a dono? And I missed it? I swear I did not hear anything pop up. I didn't see it. Carlos Herzu. Super. Yeah, I didn't see your name. Yo, Creosenbaum, what did you drop? And I'll play a notification for you. Shout outs, man. I think it's hypocritical part of all these folks complained hard about Nintendo games not being 60 frames per second or 4K, and if they are, it costs too much. Yeah. Oh man. No, I missed my sound. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. It's all good. Do you think it's possible for the US launch would be delayed? I don't think so, because I think delaying it actually makes things worse. Like, the longer you delay it, the more you could potentially get hit with the tariff. You want to stockpile and get as many sold as possible. Then if the tariffs do come, then you can raise the price later. But delaying it, then having it at a way higher price now, I don't know. Because you've already imported a number of units to the US, so you've already paid whatever you were going to pay. So it makes sense to just try to stockpile and get everything sold as you can. Then maybe later, if you have to eat a cost for a bit, then raise the price later, you do. But delaying it doesn't seem like a great option either. Yes, I'm very excited for the Switch too, Jack. Yeah, hit the like button too, guys. We got 380 people plus watching. Hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, let them know that we're streaming. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. I appreciate you guys coming through. Hit that like button. We got more to talk about too, in terms of things, when it comes to various different topics. We're going to be going over best Switch 2 games. I put out a brand new list today. It was so exciting putting out that list. So put out a brand new list. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. I hope we get one from Walmart or Best Buy. The employees of the local GameStop suck, so I don't step foot in there. I get you on that one, Vladius. How big will GTA 6 be? Very big. Ashley says, have you seen the Shuhei Yoshida interview? He says Easy Allies basically said Nintendo was starting to lose their identity and focusing on third-party stuff. Weird statement. No. Yeah, I think it's a little bit weird. I'm not sure why he would say that. You know, overall, like I said, they're still rolling with their old school franchises and stuff like that. I mean, I think that they're modernizing a little bit. But yeah, I don't know how they're losing their identity, in my opinion, at least. But hey, that's his opinion. He's allowed to have his opinion. But yeah, I don't know. Will you make a dedicated video about DK Bonanza? Yes, I need to make a dedicated video. We got plenty of information on DK Bonanza. I just haven't had the time to make anything on it, but I'll definitely make a video on DK Bonanza. 100 per GameStop. That's addition to the pre-orders, or 100 total. 100 total. So then they'll have 100 and you can pre-order out of that 100 allotment, not 100 plus the pre-orders. It's not how it works. It annoys me how big channels, most critical, only make videos on negative stuff. When Nintendo does something cool, they ignore it. Something cool, they ignore it. Gets more views. Like I told you guys, the people that are a lot of the people, not everybody. There are some actual, you know, Nintendo channels that have made some negative videos, like myself with Mario Kart, that are actually fans of the system and played the games and all that. Those things, there's legitimate criticism out there, but it's not coming from people who legitimately don't even play the system, you know, don't care about it, don't have anything to say most of the time, then all of a sudden have something to say. It ain't coming from them, you know what I'm saying? Plus, there's other implications with Moist, you know, in terms of his involvement with Smash Brothers and Nintendo, you know. But I mean, listen, I'm not here to bash another content creator. I think, once again, he's done a great job. Obviously, he's a big content creator, but I did lose some respect for him because I don't think he covered the hack story, and that was right in his wheelhouse as a co-owner of an esport that sponsors Smash players. The fact that he didn't cover the hack story at all, to me, just shows that it's very selective when it comes to his business interests and stuff like that, in terms of what's scummy and what's not. Because what happened to hacks should have been covered by every single Smash Brothers player, and they all collectively said, nah, we're good, we're just gonna let him die. So they literally let this man die, one of their own. They let him die. They let him literally die, and nobody covered it. They didn't cover it. They're just sweeping it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? So I've lost respect for anybody in the Smash business or organization. So I don't really, that right there makes me not take a lot of what he has to say seriously about anything, because you didn't even cover somebody that died. Unless somebody that watched him, did he cover the hack situation? I don't know if he ever covered the hack situation. So if he did, then I misspoke. My bad. But I don't think I ever recall him covering the situation with the young man Hacks that passed away recently. And that was right there in his wheelhouse, as he co-owns an esports team that sponsors Smash players, and he's sponsored Smash tournaments before. So yeah. I traded my Series X credit for Switch 2. Velvet, don't make a video about that. You said you traded in your Series X for credit for Switch 2. Don't make a video about that. You're gonna have crazy people dressing up in suits trying to tell you that you're a moron and that you're all this and that. What's up, Bead Queen? Shout outs to Bead Queen. Always hail to the queen of the beats. Cybertor says, does SMT5 get any type of upgrade patch? We don't know right now at this point. SMT5 and SMT5 Vengeance, those are two separate SKUs, so I don't think it gets an upgrade patch. I think they'd probably just release the better version on Switch 2, so like the PS5 version or the PS4 version or whatever. So I don't know. Atlas doesn't do upgrades. That's one thing that I've noticed. Atlas is not an upgrade. They don't really do many upgrades, you know? Your views about the $8 Mario Kart are not negative. You're just being real. You're not grifting for clicks. Aforementioned people. Yeah, I'm being real about it as someone who's been playing games and as someone who's a fan of the content, you know, not just all of a sudden I got something negative to say, you know? Hit the likes button though, guys. Hit the likes button. Let's see if we can get over 400 peeps in here as well. Let's go. Is that, yes, 100 switches per GameStop location. Switch 2s per GameStop location. I just need Mario Kart World in my hands now. I know, Party Man, you're probably chomping at the bit. A lot of these content creators are spreading all this negativity about Switch 2, mostly fanboys of other platforms. There's legitimate criticism, but most of it's out of rage from non-Nintendo fans. Yes, I agree. I do agree about that. That's why it was the same thing that happened with Switch 1. If you look at the stuff with Switch 1, people were saying the same things. Like, legitimately, people were saying the same stuff. People were spreading the same things, and then Switch 1 turned out to be incredible. People bought it because, oh, wow, I can get Legend of Zelda at launch. Oh, wow, I can get Mario Kart now at launch. Oh, wow, Donkey Kong's coming out. Oh, my gosh, Metroid Prime's coming. Oh, man, there's going to be updates for Kirby. There's new content for Kirby. Best-selling Kirby game of all time. Oh, snap, there's going to be a new Kirby Air Riders. oh snap, there's gonna be new Hyrule Warriors. Okay, cool, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's it's good. So people are gonna be excited for the actual fans of the games are gonna be excited to play the games. Like the people that are going crazy right now, they don't even play this stuff. Like they admitted that they don't. So like I don't like you can take like they're allowed to have their criticism. They're allowed to say what they want to say. But I mean, does it actually represent what the fans are thinking? Not necessarily. I don't think so. But that's just my own opinion. Let's see. His next video, Nintendo fangirl, aka OJ Shill, sold her Xbox Series X for Switch 2. At that point, I don't think he'd ever make a video like that because that'd just be cope at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he actually got legitimately bodied. Apparently, other people were making videos off of his video of him, whatever, and then they included my tweet where I ratioed the hell out of him. So I guess, but Sony, I think a lot of the hardcore Sony fans that hate him were just chomping at the bit, because, because they want to get a dub on him. But I mean, like getting a dub on him is like getting a dub on like, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I don't think he takes himself seriously. And like I said, I'm done with this conversation, guys. Like I already said, we moving on from that guy. Who cares? Let him do what he wants to do. He's weird. So I ain't really worried about him or his content. We moving on. Let's see here. I heard you can easily transfer your island from Switch 1 to Switch 2 Animal Crossing for those who want to play on the new console. Yeah, you can transfer you can transfer save data from one Switch to another Switch. You can do that on the Switch 1. Like you can transfer like your Animal Crossing island from one Switch 1 to another. So why won't you be able to do it to Switch 2? Yeah, same thing. Have fun playing 30 frames per second 1080p. What game is 30 frames per second 1080p? What, first party game? What game you talking about, Aragami? Let's hear it. Super Christian Me World says, I heard you could, okay, you keep on spamming that. I got you, Super Christian. I got you, man. You can transfer it. I just want Nintendo to give me the money at this point. Come on, give them. You just want to give them it. Okay. Is Xenoblade good? Never played it. Yes, if you like RPGs, it's good. Stop having fun. At least they lowered the price of the disc drive, OJ. Yeah, after I got it. After I got it. I know. Let me say something with the PSM price hikes, Nick. I know why prices are going up. I understand why prices are going up. I completely understand why. I have friends in distribution. Prices are going up for everything. I get it why Sony is. Sony's already had a lot of workforce issues in terms of paying people, and they've had to do layoffs. They're raising prices because stuff is going up. Server costs are going up. They're adding more games to PS Plus. They're hosting more things. They're investing in more stuff. They completely messed up on the live service stuff. I get it. My issue though is the double standards that I see from certain people online that was sat there and said, oh, look at this and this with Nintendo Switch, and brought up Sony and brought up Microsoft in the same context of they're offering this and this and this and this at this price. I saw people say, oh, well, you can get this and Astrobot for this or whatever, right? So they brought up Sony in the same context and now don't want to bring up the price hikes in the same context. So that's the only reason why I said that there's a double standard. There's certain people, guys like, I gotta call Mr. P.O. out. I'm sorry, Mr. P.O. But guys like Mr. P.O. legitimately has not even talked about it. I think he got a price hike in his own region. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta take this. Shout outs to Vizion. Thank you for the 5 gifted. I'll be right back, okay, guys? Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. It was my tax guy. You got to take the call from the tax guy. You can't let the tax guy not call. You got to take that call. But it was quick. Shout outs to Vizion with the 5 gifted members. And Kevin with the $2 says, "What's up, OJ? How are you?" And I've been a Nintendo fan since the beginning, 40 years, but they always try to reduce the price of the systems. But I say it's 50 to 50. It's going to stay the same. It can get music from Tales of Graces. Yeah, they always try to reduce the prices, but supply pipelines and inflation, it makes reducing the price of systems almost impossible now in today's day. In terms of the prices that you have to pay for your workforce, games have gotten way more expensive to develop. There's just no way that you can really lower the price of things at this point. It used to be a thing, but since COVID and the chip, like the semiconductors and chip parts and pieces, everything skyrocketed in price, man. So it's very unfortunate. But the days of massive price drops on systems relentlessly is no longer a thing. It's no longer gonna actually be a thing anymore, which is very unfortunate. I wish that it was, but it's just not going to be one anymore, which, like I said, sucks. Shout outs to Vision. Shout outs to Kevin as well. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Let's get this Tales of Graces music. Shout outs to Vision. Thank you for the 5 gifted. OJ sponsored by Secret Labs. I have the same chair. It's kind of meh. It's all right. I give it a 7 out of 10. I'm not sponsored by Secret Labs, no. The Switch 2 update is that GameStops are getting 100 Nintendo Switch 2s for pre-orders coming up. That is the rumor, at least. Tariffs made it worse. Tariffs are gonna, I don't know what Microsoft and Sony are gonna do because of the tariff situation, because most of their systems are made in China. China's getting slapped with a massive tariff. So unless Trump bends at the knee, or unless something happens within the next number of years, this trade war thing, it is gonna get worse and worse. Or they're gonna have to start shipping, like, you know, they're gonna have to start moving their manufacturing to somewhere else that doesn't have that fat of a tariff. You know what I'm saying? But you have to factor in the cost of distribution and manufacturing and building a whole new plant and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, it's pretty late, but you got to remember, small business owners, we have like even 3 months past what the normal, like April's like the cutoff, right? Business owners, we have like 3 months after that. Like really, like we can, small business owner, you can be super late. You can be really, really, really late. You can be like, honestly, you can be like 2 to 3 years late. And like, yeah, they'll still be like, you got to pay us the full amount, but it won't, like, they're not going to be tripping, you know, like if you're like, you know, for small business owners. But yeah, let's see here. China and Vietnam both get hit by massive tariffs. Both got hit by massive tariffs. Yeah, well, not Vietnam, not as big as China's. No. Have we already stopped to think that summer Nintendo Direct is going to be huge with more third party? Oh yeah, there's going to be way more third party. Way more third party. I really hope he does back down in the final hour, Jack. I'm really hoping he does put his ego aside and back down. Even if Switch 2 fails, Nintendo can fall back on Switch 1. Switch 2's not going to fail, so it don't really matter about it at all. It's not going to, because people are going to want all the new games that are coming. Y'all will see. I know how listen, guys, I know how the climate is, bro. I know the climate before a successful Nintendo system. I know the games. There are a certain amount, like, I was wrong on the Wii U, but I was only wrong on the Wii U because Nintendo didn't do what I thought they were gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And like, they didn't have the games at the beginning. But with the 3DS, with the Wii, with the Switch, I've been right on most of the stuff since I've been covering the game industry in the Wii era all the way up. I'm really only been wrong on the Wii U, but I was right on even the DS. I was right on the DS. I was right on the 3DS. I was right on the Switch. I was right on pretty much everything. Wii U, I was not.
Trump in the White House yelling, "Hold the line." Meanwhile in China, "Okay, let's move the line again, boys."
Yeah, exactly. Hold the line, dude. They're not folding. They're not folding, man. They are not folding at all. Shout outs to Cyber Toys with the JoJo. Further beyond, let's go. So yeah. And exactly, like Pokemon, when the new Pokemon drops, all right, y'all will see what I'm talking about. When next year is probably going to be Pokemon, We got Pokemon Legends ZA coming out this year. That's going to be big. But the next year is probably going to be Pokemon. The next gen. Next year is probably going to be 3D Mario. Next year is probably going to be quite a bit of stuff. So it's going to be pretty big. I know a successful system when I see it. And this system's going to be successful as heck. Like the amount of games that it has coming to it. And I think that the price of $450 is going to look like a bargain in a year or two. Like if that price stays the same at $450, because the next Xbox and the next PlayStation are going to be really expensive. So it's going to look great at that price. I can see your comments, Pro Joe. What's up, man? Beyond the initial game lineup, what would you be hyped to see that come out in the future? Oh my gosh, Smash Brothers? Once again, give me a new Smash Brothers. That's what give me the next Legend of Zelda. Heyo. What do you think? The games that were all hits on Switch 1. Legend of Zelda, Smash Brothers. Give me the next Animal Crossing. Give me all of that, man. Give me the next Pokemon. I need the next mainline major Pokemon game. Give me that too. Give me another Bayonetta, Astral Chain. Man, there's so much. We haven't even seen a new Mario or Zelda, yet. So yeah, I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. Welcome. I know, let's see here. I know, but they're saying that Nintendo doesn't have to fully rely on hardware to carry them through the company. They've invested in different markets and profits. No, don't get me wrong. Switch 1's still going to be around, but there's no scenario that I see people saying, I'm not buying that system with Mario Kart on it. And Mario Kart and Zelda and Smash Brothers and Animal Crossing. Like, there's no logical way that happens. There's no logical way that happens, bro. Fire Emblem, I mean, Xenoblade. Like, imagine the next Monolith Soft game. Is that game not gonna cook? I think that's actually gonna be the game. I got a video coming on this, but I think that's actually gonna be the game that truly like gets more people to buy. Like I can see the next Monolith Soft game, massive RPG, actually being a thing that sells really well. Not like Smash or like Zelda or anything like that, but just sells a lot better than what we saw with like Xenoblade 3 or Xenoblade Definitive Edition or Xenoblade X. Could still get a new Star Fox. Ooh, imagine a Star Fox on Switch 2. Shoutouts to Velvet. Shoutouts to V. I hope the new Hyrule Warriors will be similar quality to the Three Hopes. If so, the game's most excited for. I mean, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was really good. The only problem was that the frame rate was trash. So if it's as good as that, but with actually fixed frame rate, it should be a great game. I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. I can always see them. You didn't miss anything. You're good. So yeah. Can't wait till this dedicated Mario Kart World Direct. Yes, Enigma. It's going to be really good. I hope this week I beat Xenoblade X. I put 100 hours going to Chapter 11. Dude, I'm at like, what am I at for Xenoblade? I'm at like, oh gosh, I think I'm at like 60 something, 70 hours. I'm on Chapter 5. I'm just getting to Chapter 6, which is crazy. I'm just getting to Chapter 6, but I've been able to do a ton of heart-to-hearts, a ton of affinity missions. I've got so much different stuff in the game. I've opened up the shop thingy. I've opened up the character recheck. Like, I've got a lot of stuff that I don't remember doing, at least that early or before a certain chapter. So, like, I haven't even gotten the Skell yet, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm doing everything. But yeah, most of my affinities are like on either maxed out or first maxed out, five hearts or 4 hearts for almost every character. I got some like on 3, but I've got 5, 4, and 3 all for like every character that I've unlocked. So I've been rotating my characters. I've been playing so much. Anytime that I can play, I don't get tons of time to play, but whenever I can sneak in an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes here, 2 hours there, maybe an hour or something here, I do it. So no, Xenoblade's not turn-based. It's action RPG. I put a pause on Xenoblade, just gonna wait to play it on Switch 2. I hope there's an update, but I think that there will be an update. I think there will be. OG, I'm grinding Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You know, that's my favorite Xenoblade. Oh yeah, I know that's your favorite one. Frame rate in Age of Calamity was truly atrocious. Just it was just dropping to single digits. I don't remember it doing that, but I mean it might have. I didn't see the frame rate analysis, but I don't know if it was single digits for me, but it was definitely not good. It was definitely like in the teens at times. It might have been in the single digits for like the what's it called, the Divine Beast missions, which I did talk about that when I discussed my top 25 upcoming games. I don't know if you guys have seen that video or not, or if you haven't, you need to make sure you put it in your watch later. The first big meaty top 25 for Switch 2 is here, and a lot of you guys are watching that video. It's starting to skyrocket up the views. It was 10 out of 10. But now it's starting to actually get a lot of new people watching. It's hitting the YouTube algorithm. So if you guys haven't seen that video, put it in your watch later. Check it out. It's about 30, almost 37 minutes of my favorite games that have been announced so far. Top 25 upcoming. So if you want to know what I'm looking forward to, that's the video to check out. Shout outs to Cyber Taurus, though. Thank you for the JoJo once again, man. I appreciate you. Big love. Further Beyond, baby. And shout outs to Aries EMS and Vizion with the gifts, man. You guys have been goated. Thank you so much. Don't sleep on DK Tropical Freeze. Nobody's sleeping on that game. That game's like over a decade old now. That game came out in 2011 or 2014. So it's 11 years old. Nobody's sleeping on it. Like we've already bought it twice. I bought the game twice already. And it sold, I think it sold it sold like 3 million on Wii U, 2 to 3 million on Wii U, then it sold like another 5 million or so on Switch. So I mean the game sold like 8 million or something, or like 4, 5, 5, 6. It sold like 7 million or something. So I mean nobody's sleeping on it. Like, it's been around for 11 years, man. We ready to move on. Let's get us some DK Bonanza, fam. Let's get us some DK Bonanza. Let's see. Maybe you know, can't figure out. I'm going to get my games off SD card at Express to put on Switch 2. All you got to do is just do the system transfer. If you're talking about digital games, when you do your system transfer, it'll transfer it over to the internal memory. And if you don't have enough internal memory, it'll transfer part of it to the internal memory, then whatever Express SD card. So you don't. All you got to do is just transfer it to the new Switch, and I'll load it up there for you. There'll be a system transfer protocol that you can follow, Mr. Black. Let's see. The gameplay reveal alone for Mario Kart World revealed so much. I mean, some people really don't understand how huge this game is going to be. Oh yeah, Donkey Kong's going to be great. But it was funny though, because there were certain, like I said, there were certain accounts that I follow. Last year, they were all about platformers. Oh my gosh, wow, the difficulty. Oh my gosh, Astrobot platforming fun. All these certain accounts that I follow. And then platformers are back. They're all game of the year. Bro, literally, somebody asked one of them. They were like, oh man, like he put his like top favorite, games that he's looking forward to. And, he put a bunch of games and there was no DK Bonanza on there. And the guy was like, oh, no love for no love for Nintendo on there? And the dude was like, this is kind of like, he's a guy that works in the industry. He's a guy that works in the industry, but also is kind of popular just on Twitter. And he's like, oh yeah, well, I used to, but no, I'm not really into Donkey Kong or Mario. I'm like, this was a complete sham. This platform, it was a fad with these guys. It's only because Sony made it. Like, if Donkey Kong was on PlayStation 5, they would have been like, oh, Donkey Kong, it follows up that fantastic Astrobot from Sony. And I knew these guys were, and people kind of got on me on Twitter for getting on some of these people. I had some people saying, you're on all Astrobot posts. Yeah, because I follow some of these accounts, so they freaking pop up on my timeline. These fake platforming fans that really were only into it because Sony made a good platformer. That's it. They weren't into it because they actually want to get it. It was only because it was on Sony's system. Now all of a sudden, they're not into platformers anymore. Oh, well, no, I'm not into that. Listen, Donkey Kong looks really good. I get it. Astrobot's a different type, but it looks more impressive. The worlds look more varied. You've got more moves. It's got more tech. You can freaking rip apart chunks of islands. You can burrow deep. There's going to be tough platforming. You've got 2D parts. You've got 3D. If you liked Astro Bot, you should at least be somewhat interested in checking out Donkey Kong as another action-adventure platformer. But these guys don't care. And I already knew. And that's why sometimes I would comment on their posts. Like when they would talk about, oh my gosh, this was a big challenge. And I'm like, it's not that hard. Like I would just troll. I would just troll them. People would yell at me and say you're a fanboy and call me. I just took it. I would just troll them like, it's not that hard if you've played other games before. Because I just wanted to see what they would say. I'm just having a little bit of fun trolling, right? I'm just trolling just for fun. So I would comment, there's a way harder Mario games. You know, just whatever. Or Crash Bandicoot back in the day was way harder than this. You know? Or heck, Crash Bandicoot right now is way harder. Crash 4, way harder. I would just test them with different platformers, see what they got to say. And I knew it. Once Astro Bot was done, and obviously the Game of the Year is over, and it won Game of the Year, all of a sudden, nobody's into, they're not into platformers anymore. It was one and done. So I just found that funny. I found it funny. I was about to say something to somebody, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to bring any negative attention to this man's post. He put up a post about his most anticipated games. Let me respect that. Let me not bring negative attention or me trolling to his post. So yeah. I almost platinumed Astro Bot. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm missing like one or two things, but I don't care about the platinum in Astro Bot. I beat all the levels. I got all the Astro Bots, you know, and I beat the last super final level where you go all the way up. So I did everything that I needed to do in that game. It was great. Astro Bot's fantastic. It's a great game. But that's how you know I'm not a fraud when it comes to the platformers or when it comes to the great games. It's not like I just like Astro Bot or I dislike it because it's not on Nintendo or not on Xbox. I like it because it's a great game. I like it because I like platformers. These guys are frauds, man. All these guys that were shelling out Astro Bot last year, all of a sudden they're not interested in any platformers now anymore. Like it was just because it was Sony. That's it. If Astro Bot was an Xbox game, these guys wouldn't have even played it. They would have probably never even played it. You know? Nintendo fan for 40 years, and Astro Bot was amazing. They ripped off Nintendo and did it better. To be honest, the bosses in Astro Bot was significantly better than anything in Mario. I have to 1000% disagree with that. They did not do it better. I've been a fan for 40 years, and there's no way in hell with that limited tool set that they did it better than Mario Odyssey. That is crazy. I'm sorry. I think it's about as good as maybe like 3D World. I think I'll give them about that, but I'm not going to give them Odyssey. I'm sure as hell not going to give them Galaxy. Galaxy actually has more variety and more power-ups and more things than Astro Bot. And Mario's got more moves. And there's more dynamic levels. And there's more stages. And it's longer. And it's just a way bigger game. Absolutely not. Over Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2? No. Over Odyssey? Absolutely not. But that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to theirs. I think Astro Bot's a nice start, or it's not really a start. It's like the second game in the series or whatever. I think it's the third game. There's a VR, there's a homeroom. This is the third game in the series, but the first real re-release. But yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with that one. So yeah. Yeah, Mario's a more deeper game from a tech standpoint, like speed running, moves. Like Mario can like aerial flip, he can ground pound, he can back flip, he can long jump, he can triple jump. He has way more moves plus the power-ups. You know, like I said, I love Astro Bot. I think Astro Bot's a fantastic game, but I don't think it's better than like the best Mario games, in my opinion. I think it's better than some of them. I like it more than Sunshine. Hell yeah, I like it more than Sunshine. I think it's in some regards it's better than 64, but in terms of like impact overall, no, it ain't better than Mario 64. But like in terms of playability right now, I mean, yeah, I think that there's definitely some things that it does better for sure, because Mario 64 was like the first big 3D platformer, so it's tough to, you know, compare to that. But when it comes to like Galaxy, Odyssey, and all, nah. That's just my opinion, though. Let's see here. There's no Astrobot. Add Mario. Not entered the chat. Mic drop. Mario 64 versus Mario Smash Brothers. What's a Mario Smash Brothers? But let me make no mistake. Astrobot's fantastic. I think the next Astrobot game could actually rival a Galaxy or could actually rival an Odyssey. If they build more to the game, if it's a bit longer, if they have more secrets and more stars and more moves. Like, Astrobot doesn't have enough moves. He has barely any moves in the game. Like, he needs more movement moves. He needs more, like, give him some more outside of just like, oh, I can do like a little rocket jump or like a spin thing. He needs a little bit more of a toolkit. But outside of that, like, he's got some other cool, he's got some like punchy gloves. He's got a jetpack thingy. He's got some cool stuff to him. But yeah, it's a good first mainline, like, major regular release start for Astrobot. I love the game. Like I said, I think I beat it in like 15 hours or 20 hours. I forgot how much time I put into it, but yeah, it was great. Bro, I just saw Youngie's video about Breath of the Wild cost 90. Didn't he already talk about it? He's really just milking. Yeah, he's just milking Switch 2. I don't know why I don't care about what Youngie has to say, so I don't know why you keep bringing him up. So, who cares? He's just milking it. It's Cognitive Dissonance, Full Blast Man. Also, comparisons of the Switch 2 and PS4 are laughable. I don't think the comparisons between Switch 2 and PS4 are disingenuous outright. I think Oliver is a glass half empty guy. I think it's honestly it's between glass half full and glass half empty. Honestly, glass half full, Switch is better than PS4 in a number of areas, but definitely not up to PS5. Glass half empty, it's not quite up to PS5. Obviously, there's nothing in between. Maybe you can say Xbox Series, but maybe doesn't quite hit that. So it's kind of like PS4, but with some extra stuff. So honestly, I think it's a glass half full versus glass half empty with what Oliver had to say in terms of Digital Foundry. But I will say this, they did struggle to explain how it can do certain things compared to the PS4. Oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. It's got way better lighting. It's got this and that. Yeah, PS4. It's like, well, wait a minute. Intergrade, that's the PS5 version. So it's got... okay. All right. Star Wars Outlaws. Oh, well, this is one of the most graphically advanced games on the Xbox Series and the PS5. I don't know how it's running on Switch. It's an impossible port. Wow! It's like, wait a minute, hold up. We got MVG, who's an actual real developer who actually develops games. He doesn't just look and count pixels. He actually develops games, and obviously he probably, I don't know for sure, but he probably has a dev kit for Switch 2, or knows the specifications for it. And you know, he was on the Spawncast last Saturday, and he was like, he said it was kind of ridiculous that it's too early to become something impossible when we don't have all the clock speeds, the specs, and everything overall with the system, because it's not into the hands of every single developer that's making games for it and into the public to see it and to test it and all that. So a developer even said he doesn't know what they're talking about with the impossible port. So that's the only reason why I say they're struggling, because they don't really have any outside of our initial first testing and eye count, you know, eye pixel count or eye whatever count. But even within that, they can't explain a number of different things. So I think, like I said, it's a half empty, half full type of thing. So yeah. Oliver kept on bringing it up. Yeah, I think that's part of it, right? Because of the type of power that you can draw out of the 8 nanometer compared to if the process was smaller, right? But at the same time, once again, there are other factors into it. He doesn't develop games. He's very knowledgeable on tech, but he doesn't develop games. He doesn't have the hardware right there. So, you know, them already saying it's impossible port when they don't know everything. They know a lot of stuff, right? We have an idea, but they don't know everything. So that's the only thing that I would say like they're struggling to understand is like they're struggling a little bit. They don't know why it can run this. They don't know why. They're saying, hey, it's comparable to this, but they don't know why. But they also made the same mistake of saying that it's going to be weaker than a Steam Deck. And then they had to walk that back. Remember, it's not more powerful than a Steam Deck? Well, what happened to that? Well, they said, oh, well, it beat our expectations. So they were shooting way lower. So I think that's the reason why as well that you're seeing the PS4 from them. Now, once again, once we actually get the comparisons and everything, then we'll get the full scope and scale. But I'm not expecting Switch 2 to be 10 times stronger than a freaking PS4. I'm not expecting it to be PS5 level What I'm expecting it to be is some in-between weird level like the Switch 1. Switch 1 was stronger than PS3 and 360. It was weaker than PS4, Xbox One. It was somewhere in between that, which Digital Foundry also got wrong. They said a bunch of stuff and they were wrong on a lot of stuff when it comes to where it was power-wise. So I expect it to be some type of weird place in between a PS4 and an Xbox Series, you know, somewhere weird. In some ways it's better, in some ways, in other ways maybe it's not. So it's going to be some type of weird amalgamation of that, just like Switch 1 was, you know? And it's okay to say that, you know, but people would say, oh, well, Switch 1 lines up with PS3 360 more, but then like, oh, well, hold up, it can do a lot more than what PS3 and 360 can do if you just look at some of the stuff, or even some of the games that were optimized well for it that came over, ran a lot better, looked better. I mean, Red Dead Redemption is one of the games, right? Like, Red Dead Redemption is significantly more stable and better on Switch 1 than it is on 360 and PS3. Like, it's PS3 360 version, frame dips, screen tearing, all sorts of stuff with that version of the game. Switch 1, locked 1080p, pretty much locked 30 frames, solid, right? So significantly improved over what we saw on PS3 and 360. So yeah. Gabriel with the tune-in tier pledge. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Welcome to the tune-in tier fam. Thank you so much for the support, man. I appreciate it. Let's see here. So yeah. Between PS4 Pro, I mean, I don't know. Once again, I don't think there's going to be any direct comparison. Yeah, it might just be somewhere in between, which is fine. That's definitely plenty good enough. The third-party games, you're probably a lot of them are probably still going to be like where you want them, unless you want the portable nature of it. Probably want to get them on PS5 if that's fine for you. But if it's good enough on Switch, then you might want to try it out on Switch too, because you get HD Rumble 2, or you can play it anywhere that you want. You can play it higher quality. Obviously, you got 1080p VRR screen. Like, there's a lot of cool things about it, right? So we'll see ultimately where it ends up, you know. Yeah, the general public just wants to see incredible games, you know. So they just want to see incredible games at the end of the day. I'm just glad we get to even talk about Nintendo console that's capable of 4K 120. I mean, yeah, I'm not willing to go on the board of like Nintendo's gonna have a ton of games that are 4K. Like, I'm not willing to go that far. Like, we got Metroid Prime, so that's great. I think if they bring over more Switch 1 games, I think Kirby, maybe that runs at 120 frames. I don't know yet. Yeah, I think that there will be some games. I think that there will be some games that will run at 120 frames, which is good. But I'm not willing to say that, oh yeah, like the next Legend of Zelda, the next big 3D Mario, oh yeah, those are running like at 4K 120 or 4K 60 or 120. Like, I don't know about all those, but it's good to say that there's the capabilities are there and to actually see proof in the pudding. Like, I don't know, you guys got to rip the raw 4K feed of Mario Kart World or rip the raw 4K feed of Metroid Prime. It's beautiful. It's just so clean for Nintendo games. Like, you don't expect that. Like, you expect that, obviously, Microsoft and Sony, you expect that cleanness, but then sometimes you don't. You know, I mean, the games look clean for sure, but like when I was playing Returnal, that was not like super clean 4K. It was like a really weird type of thing that they did with that game, like something like reconstructed. I forgot what Digital Foundry said, but it didn't look like a super sharp. I mean, it looked clean. The graphics were good. Don't get me wrong. They were good graphics, but it didn't look like super clean or anything like that. But it was good. It was good. Or like Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank looked clean. I played it at 60 frames though. If you play it at 60 frames, then obviously it's not as clean as playing it. I think there was a 4K 30 mode in that game. I think there was like 40 frames per second mode in that game too. Like a balanced like 40 frames mode. I didn't play that one. I just played the 60 frames mode. That one looked really good. Ratchet and Clank looks really good. So that looked really clean on my TV. But I got tired of playing it. I did beat Returnal though. I beat Returnal. I thought Returnal was good, but after Returnal and Ratchet and Clank, I was like, I'm not gonna buy the $70 games anymore. I tried it out though. Like, I gave it an honest shot, you know. Like, I'm not gonna buy, at least though. Like, I gotta really want the game. Like, I gotta really want it for me to drop it on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, otherwise, I'd rather just, I don't know, donate it to somebody else, stream it, or do something else with it. But I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that unless I really want the game, you know. We'd like the Switch 2 price point. We'll see what's fully capable of after the teardown, but it's looking solid so far. Yeah, learning stack. Kind of funny seeing Nintendo fans who said frames per second didn't matter much. Hype for 120, 60 frames. I don't recall, as someone who's been here the whole time, I do not recall Nintendo fans saying that. I mean, that was not the case with Age of Calamity. I didn't say that with Age of Calamity. Nobody said that with Age of Calamity, man. I don't. So listen, I don't recall anybody saying that they don't care about that. You know, like I recall people saying that it's not the be all end all. Like 120 is not the be all end all. I think most Nintendo fans would be completely fine with 60 frames per second. So I think a lot of Nintendo fans said it's not the be all end all. Because it's not. Because I still love. Listen, I played Breath of the Wild at 30 frames and it was fantastic. I played Tears of the Kingdom at 30 frames and it was fantastic. But I still mentioned those, and people would still bring it up. Who do you think was bringing up the frame drops? It was Nintendo fans. Who do you think it was? It was Nintendo fans bringing up the frame drops. They were bringing it up all the time. People bring it up in the chat. It happened. And I'd say, yeah, hopefully, you know, they can patch it or whatever the case is. So yeah. And Smash Brothers runs at 60. Right? Smash Brothers Arms runs at 60. Splatoon runs at 60. There's a lot of Nintendo fans that we want certain games like that need the 60 to run at 60, you know? So yeah. So yeah. I am not buying MLB The Show. Hate that I missed the GameCube era. The GameCube era was awesome. V, you're the GOAT. The game better look like Red Dead 2 if I'm gonna play in 30 frames, especially in 2025. I'll play in 30 frames in 2025 if the game is really good. Like if the game is really, really, really good, I don't care about the graphics. If the game is really good, I'll play at 30, but the game's got to be really good. You know, that's really what it comes down to. I'm more worried about the game being good, but I won't play Age of Calamity or Age of Calamity frame rate. That's what I will not play in 2025 and beyond. I will not play a game that has an Age of Calamity frame rate. Or like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet frame rate. I will not play anything. That is what I draw the line at, like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet or Age of Calamity in 2025. There's no need for any games that perform like that. Graphics wise, I can deal with graphics that don't look as good. I can deal with that. I mean, it's not preferable, but I can deal with it. But I'm not dealing with Age of Calamity or Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Xenoblade X Definitive Edition, like 60 something. Certain games like tactical RPGs do not matter if it runs at 30. Just give me a good story. Yeah, I mean, like if it's like a turn-based RPG, like yeah, it's better if it runs at 60. But if it runs at 30, like that's doable as well. So yeah. GameCube library was awesome. It was really good. One of the best. The only problem with GameCube library is that like a lot of the stuff obviously they didn't do online. That would have been better if they had online in that era. And like the GameCube library, there was some droughts at times. There was that, but overall it was good. Maybe just me, but I can hear some of the copium from these PC dudes whenever they talk about Cyberpunk 2077 on Switch 2. For some line saying Switch 2 run versus Steam Deck. I definitely see some back and forth on Steam Deck versus Switch 2 in terms of Cyberpunk. I don't know how it runs on Steam Deck completely. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to sneeze like that. I tried to sneeze away from the mic. I don't know how it runs on Steam Deck completely, but what I know is that from the Switch 2 footage that they got up and going very quickly, it looks and runs pretty good. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for them being able to take advantage of the tech, right? Like it's cool to see. Like if you look at the launch lineup for the Switch 1, look at the launch lineup for the Switch 1. Look at the launch lineup for the Switch 2. I mean, okay, can we in the US at least, right? So let's see here. Nintendo Switch 2 launch lineup. Like, look at the Switch 2 launch lineup. So we're gonna go over that. Then we're gonna look at the Nintendo Switch 1 launch lineup. Nintendo Switch launch lineup. All right, so everyone just says launch titles. Is that for Switch 1? All right, here we go. So the Switch 1 launch titles. This is, dude, look at this. Okay, we're gonna go over Switch 1 first. We're gonna go over Switch 1 first, right? So I think I got, let me see here. I got, okay, here we go. So we're gonna go over Switch 1 first. So check this out, guys. This is the Switch 1 launch lineup. I mean, it didn't matter at the end of the day because it was Breath of the Wild just dominated everything. But this is the launch lineup for Switch 1. When I was in the space with Toxic, when he said, "Oh, well, developers said the same thing about third-party support with Switch 1 and it didn't work out that way." I'm like, "Bro, did you see the Switch 1 launch lineup? What do you mean? What was this?" And I told him, "What was the Switch 1 launch lineup?" He's like, "I don't remember." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the reason why you're saying what you're saying right now, because you don't remember the Switch 1 launch lineup." This is the Switch 1 launch lineup. I know maybe it's kind of hard to see. Let me make it a bit bigger. This is the Switch 1 launch lineup, guys. This is it. This is it. 1-2 Switch, Just Dance 2017, Breath of the Wild. It was like the only game to play. Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, Just Dance 2017, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Skylanders was okay, but this one kind of sucked. I bought Super Bomberman R, and I tried to like it. It was okay, but the online was jacked up. The online was trash. The single player wasn't that great. It was okay, but it wasn't okay. It was not great. I Am Setsuna, digital only. Snipper Clips was an okay game if you got a friend next to you. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment. Shout out to Celia with 3 E's. Celia B with 3 E's. And Fast RMX. I mean, this is a good game. Fast RMX is a good game. Legend of Zelda is a good game. I bought Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I bought Super Bomberman R. And I bought Fast RMX. Those were the 3 games that I bought at launch. So, I mean, I did have 3 games, but... yeah. So that was that. I think Japan's was a little bit different. Yeah, Japan got Disgaea. It got Nobunaga. It got Puyo Puyo Tetris. Romance of 3 Kingdoms. And then Dragon Quest 1 and 2. So Japan actually had a little bit better launch. So here's the Switch 2 launch. So Switch 2 launch. By the way, did you guys notice on the Switch 1 launch there was no major third-party games? Like outside of maybe if you want to talk about, like there was no like real big actual like AAA games. Like probably Dragon Quest Heroes might be the closest thing that you might. I mean, outside of Nintendo's first party, like Breath of the Wild, but like there was literally nothing. It was all kind of like more like AA or like high-end AA or like there was like literally nothing. You know, there was like literally nothing. And this game on Switch ran terrible. By the way, it did not run good. The PS4, I bought the PS4 version. It was way better. Because Dragon Quest you need frame rate because Heroes you need frame rate because of all the enemies on screen. So I bought the PS4 version and just was like, and they never even brought it over to the West. Like they never actually even brought over Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 to the West. It was on a 32GB cartridge. So anyway, yeah, that was the launch lineup. Okay, so Switch 2. Switch 2 launch lineup. So look at the Switch 2 launch lineup. Remember, Switch 1 had no backwards compatibility, so you couldn't even get upgraded games. You had to wait for them to port them, like Mario Kart. So Switch 2 launch, Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom at 60 frames per second. Bro. Nintendo GameCube Classics. Nintendo Switch 1 didn't even launch. It wasn't ready. The Super Nintendo and all the classic games were not even ready for launch from what I remember. Nothing was ready. So we have GameCube and we have all the other stuff ready to go. Wind Waker, F-Zero, whatever. Welcome Tour, who cares? Deltarune 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are good games. Split Fiction, incredible game. Game of the Year candidate so far. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. This version's good. The first version that launched was bad. This version's good, and it includes the Phantom Liberty DLC. Street Fighter 6 Fighting Game of the Year nominee. Good game, and you get all the characters, plus there's amiibo and amiibo cards. Kitsunugami or whatever. That game's actually good, just nobody played it on Xbox. Civ 7, people like it. I don't like Civ, but it is what it is. Hogwarts Legacy, one of the best selling. People love this game. People still buying it. It's actually one of the top sellers. It was the top seller in the UK, once again. So Hogwarts Legacy, people love this game. And it looks like it's the good version of the game now. Bravely Default, unfortunate that's a game key, but Bravely Default is an incredible RPG. And it's awesome. I love Bravely Default, the original game, and they're HD remastering it, and it looks great. Love it. Yakuza 0, Director's Cut, great game. Fortnite, Fast Fusion, we got Fast RMX sequel. Hitman, World of Assassination Signature Edition, great game. Nobunaga's Ambition, okay, not for me. Survival Kids, don't know what that is. Rune Factory, Garden, I think that's launch. Rune Factory, that's going to be a solid game. I don't know about Arcade Archives. Puyo Puyo Tetris is okay. This launch lineup destroys it. Even just if you remove a lot like this destroys it, because you got Mario Kart World, you've got the GameCube, you've got Cyberpunk, Split Fiction, Yakuza 0, Bravely Default, Hogwarts Legacy, Street Fighter 6, Hitman. That is significantly better with actual AAA and bigger games. That's significantly better than freaking the Switch 1 launch lineup. So when I was in that space talking about, yeah, well, it's a bit different with third parties this time because you can actually, proof is in the pudding. Like, you're actually seeing third-party games, and we've got confirmations of Final Fantasy, we've got Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, we've got more games coming. We've got, what else did they announced a bunch of games, like 40-something games later down the line. I think, did they put more games that are coming? I don't know if they put more games that are actually coming. Okay, they didn't put that, but there's like 40-something games that were announced at that Direct. The Marvel Cosmic game or whatever, there's gonna be more. Obviously, Metroid Prime is coming. Plus, you have all the updates that are the free updates that are coming to Switch 1, like the 15 games ARMS and Clubhouse games and Mario Odyssey and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and, you know, Legend of Zelda Echoes. I think Echoes of Wisdom needs to become a launch title for all of you guys. That should be a launch title. If you have not played, if none of this stuff is you're not interested in any of this, I would say Echoes of Wisdom now becomes the launch title. Download, buy the game, either if you have it already or if you don't, or if you didn't play it. Check it out. Echoes of Wisdom becomes a must-play now. If that update is good and they lock it at 60, that becomes, okay, play the game now. It's really, really good because that was the major flaw where I had to just, I kind of tapped out at one point, you know? So, yeah, Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening, both. They're both slated for updates day one. So if they can get those going, that would be good. Switch 2, Street Fighter 2 wasn't it a day while Switch 2 gets the newest Street Fighter? Yeah, well, yeah, Switch 1 got like a special version of Street Fighter 2. It was a good version of the game, but it was still like old. We played Street Fighter 2 a million times, you know? So when I say like, oh, well, third parties, they're in tune with this system way more. Now, don't get me wrong. Switch 2 is not going to get everything. There's still going to be a lot of games that come out that probably aren't on Switch 2 right away. We wait for a port, but there's going to be a lot more games that get day and date. Like, for example, Borderlands is now day and date. That's another game that's coming. Borderlands is coming day and date. Obviously, Hades 2. Hades 2 is also set for Switch 2 as well. So that's going to be a Nintendo exclusive for a little bit, a time exclusive. It'll come to other platforms, so you don't have to get it on Switch 2 if you don't want to. But you guys can see what I'm talking about here. And also shout outs to Carolith. Thank you for the subscription. Gabriel, thank you for the tune-in tier. I remember many people complained Switch 1 games were expensive too, saying Switch tax. Yeah, people complain about that. Mario Kart, Street Fighter, Cyberpunk alone trounces Switch 1 launch. There's no disrespect to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was awesome, guys. That's all the Switch 1 needed. Honestly, that's all it needed, and I'm not gonna... That's all it needed. All Switch 1 needed was that, but I explained to you guys the third-party situation for Switch 1. I said, listen, guys, Nintendo lost a lot of goodwill with sales with the 3DS and with the Wii U. They just did. Third-party developers already had moved off the 3DS and moved to mobile, you know, and their games weren't selling crazy good. Third-party games weren't selling crazy good on 3DS, unless it was like a certain type of game like Shovel Knight or something like that, or like Minecraft, or I don't know, like, or not Minecraft, but like some, like, you know, certain type of games that sell good on the 3DS from third party, like Dragon Quest or something, right? So they had already moved off the 3DS. Wii U was an utter failure. Everything that Nintendo promised with Wii U did not happen the way the third party, they were not happy. Ubisoft was not happy. Developers were not going to come out and support the Switch 1 right away out the gate. I said that. I said it's going to take time, but if the system does well, which I do think that it'll do well, and Party Man, I always like to use Party Man because he was here, or if Chupacabra was here. I don't know, if you were here when the Switch 1 launched and you heard me talk about Switch 1, let me know in the chat. But I think I even said this up until 2018, 2019, and people would complain about certain games. I'm like, listen, guys, people didn't think the Switch 1, you know, was going to do well. They didn't. Even the Japanese developers, even the Pokemon company, Game Freak was like, yeah, we don't think this is going to do well. Even Nintendo's own devs were like, yeah, we're good. Or their own business partners were like, we don't know. You know, like, it wasn't a foregone conclusion that it would do well. So third-party developers backed off, man. I mean, Nintendo had a few in their back pocket. They had Bethesda. They had Resident Evil, like Resident Evil Revelations. They had a few, you know, but they didn't have a ton. This right here shows a sign of good faith from the Switch, right? Nintendo fixed the issues. They listened to developers with the third-party system, or with the third-party, like, you know, more power, whatever the case is. So now we're actually getting some more stuff. You know, Cyberpunk, Street Fighter 6, Split Fiction. I think that right there is already, that's it. Those are all 90+ rated games. You know, all 90+ rated. Okay, Crispy Tofu, I think I missed both of your donos, man. I'm sorry. It says, hey OJ, I know it's a busy time for you right now. Just wondering how your videos are doing along, all are going on. I'm always interested in behind the scenes stuff. Hope you're eating good up Nintendo news. Yeah, like, it's doing good. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that my videos are doing as good as everybody else's. They're doing okay. My live streams are doing really good though, so I'm not complaining. What's up, Gucci Dolphin? My live streams are doing really good. You guys are supporting, so I appreciate that. If you guys continue to support, I appreciate that. Shout outs to all the love. So my live streams are doing really good. Videos, I gotta work on doing better, but I think that my videos are gonna start doing better. I'm gonna start focusing them in. My Final Fantasy, or my Digital Foundry video is doing good. That's over 20K or like 21K. So yeah, it's doing okay. It's doing okay, but I gotta work on ways. Maybe getting into the 40, 50K range would be nice. So, but yeah, it's not easy. That's for sure. I've been here since you and Super Metal Dave, or whatever his name is, had the video talk about Switch predictions. Oh man, Team Gravitas, you've been here for a long time. I was here with my old YouTube account before I got hacked. Okay, shout outs to all the old school homies. Shout outs to Crispy Tofu again with the dollar. Says, OJ, obviously Switch has changed the game for the hybrids, and we know now that the Switch is what Nintendo wanted with the Wii U to be. I'm curious, what your thoughts are? What if the Wii U had been super successful? If the Wii U had been super successful, we would have maybe not gotten the Switch. I think we would have gotten a 2-part system that literally was like 2 systems. I think they would have split it into 2. If the Wii U was super successful, I think they would have made a gamepad that was essentially a PS Portal, right? That hooks up to a TV. So they would have made a Wii U 2. And that Wii U would have been probably a more powerful base unit, like maybe like almost like a PS5 level base unit, or maybe a slightly underneath it. So it's probably stronger than Switch 2 is right now. And then it probably would have came with like a PS Portal unit. That's my guess on what Nintendo would have done if the Wii U was super successful, and it probably would have been coming out right around the time that, probably like 2020. I think that around 2020 that system would have launched. So I think it would have been in line with PS5 and Xbox Series, like the launch of those systems. I think it would have been like like maybe 2021 or maybe even 2019 if it was super successful. So like a 7-year, because the Wii U launched in 2012. So like a 7-8 year life. So I think the launch would have been around maybe 2019, 2020, maybe 2021, maybe 1 year after. But yeah, and I think it would have been more in line with like a PS5, maybe a little bit underneath, maybe like a bit above Xbox Series S, or a good bit above that, but underneath PS5 or somewhere around there. That's what I would have thought. And like I said, it comes with like a PS Portal essentially, and it would have been expensive. Probably would have been like $500 base. It would have been like a $500 base system. So just like the Switch 2 is a $500 base, like if you get the Mario Kart bundle. Community game night's gonna be so lit. Yes, they are gonna be great. Yeah, the Street Fighter 2 port on Switch 2 was good. It was good. I started to check your channel more since you debate with Rerez. We need to get around to hell, JK. Yeah, probably not. Shout out to Rerez though. He's great. And, yeah, Rerez was set on believing the Switch 2 or the Switch was gonna flop and fail. He made countless videos, and we had a big debate. But he made countless videos saying that it was gonna flop and fail. But yeah, it didn't. I was right on that one. I was definitely right, but you know, it's no big deal. Like, it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. All right, take it easy, Team Gravitas. You care about your back, spinal cord? Let's see here. Why are you buying a chair for gaming? This is the chair that I thought was pretty good. I mean, I don't know if it's a chair for gaming. But it has some pretty good lumbar support, so I like it. My back's okay, so I don't know. I'll probably get a Herman Miller though soon. I think when Switch 2 comes out, because I'll be here more streaming, I'll probably get that Herman Miller. So y'all let me know what y'all Imar, let me know what chair I should get. Let me know what I'm thinking about the Herman Miller though. The Herman Miller, like I forgot what series it's called, but like the Herman Miller chairs. I'm thinking about that one. Did you hear about GameStop is only gonna have 100 Nintendo Switch 2's consoles per retailer? That's limited gaming accessories. That's a lot. That's definitely way more than the Switch 2. So that's actually not a bad thing. 100 units per GameStop. That's actually a pretty good stock allocation, Eric. So that's actually pretty good. The Switch 1 was like 30 to 40 units, maybe 50 in high performing stores. So it's actually double what the Switch 1 had. Double plus, some maybe even three times what some stores had for the Switch 1. Can only imagine how smooth something like Blaze Blue could be on Switch 2. Blaze Blue runs at 60 frames per second on Switch 1, right? I'm pretty sure like the Blaze Blue games like run at 60 frames on Switch 1. So yeah, I mean, even it can, I don't know, 4K, you know, 60 or 1080p, 100 or 1440p, 120 frames, you know. Hi OJ, my gaming chair is a vibration. 150 on Amazon. Yeah, I'm not buying a $150 chair on Amazon. Let's see here. How many did the PS5 allocate to retailers at launch? PS5 had as low as 20 to 30 units in some places, from what I remember. The allocation was pretty low. There's no date for pre-ordering Nintendo Switch 2 units yet. We might learn about that on Thursday, X-Rated. So make sure that you hit the notification bell and like button and follow me so I can inform you on when that's happening. He even made a video saying how Switch 1 will fail in 2018, and many of the comments disagree with him. From it though, yeah, I remember that video. He's like, "Oh yeah, well it didn't fail now, but it's gonna fail later." Oh man, dude, that was the funniest thing. He did not want to take the L on that one. He's very prideful. He's a good content creator. He's very prideful. He has his opinions, you know what I'm saying? But he was very, very prideful. Very prideful on that. He felt it was gonna fail, man. He felt it was. And the funny thing is that it wasn't just him, man. There was a lot of content creators that were like that. There was a lot. It wasn't just him. There were so many that felt that way, man. There were so many. Then to give us a date on Thursday on this week. How you gonna feel? What will be your thoughts? I'm gonna feel fine. Whenever they give us a date, they'll give us a date. There's no point in panicking. I will say that there were some rumors about a placeholder for April 30th, but I think that's just a placeholder. I don't really think it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really mean much. It doesn't mean like it's gonna be April 30th for the, you know, for it. So yeah. I can hear my boy in the background. He's like, See, from big ones, Colin Moriarty to small ones. Why Switch 1 will fail videos? Yeah. Did Colin Moriarty say that the Switch 1 will fail? I don't know if he said the Switch 1 will fail. Dead Space remake would be nice on. Oh yeah, Dead Space remake. I forgot about that game. That'd be pretty good. Dead Space. There's only one Dead Space on a Nintendo platform. That's the Dead Space Extraction game. That's like a light gun shooter. When I tried to get one, most GameStops in my city had at best 8. Oh, what, PS5s? Yeah. Some out, like 30 is high performing stores. Like some GameStops only had, yeah, like, or some stores only had like literally single digit PS5s, like maybe 10, 11 if they're lucky. So Switch 2 having there sure as hell was not 100 PS5s at every GameStop. Hell no. So the Switch 2 having, I mean, if that's the rumors true, that there's going to be 100 Switch 2s at GameStops, that's actually not bad. That's pretty good. People wishing Switch 2 to fail because the price of Mario Kart, that's literally it. So that's how you know it's fake. It's GTA coming to Switch 2. I don't know if GTA is coming to Switch 2. We'll have to wait and see. The only thing I'm concerned about is missing the pre-order window, but be able to get a Switch 1 easily. So Switch 2 I think would be easier. The thing about it though is that Switch 1, people weren't expecting Switch 1 to blow up. That's the funny thing. Switch 1, it was like you can just go pre-order it because it was like, oh, it's just a bunch of Nintendo nerds that are pre-ordering it, you know? So, coping Christian seething with the dollar dono. Let me add in 3 here. We're still out here, guys. We're close. We're close to that double platinum. Let's go. 25 more combos. Shoutouts to coping Christian seething. Says Switch 2 will fail. I need it to fail. Sniffing some copium. Switch 2 will fail. Fail. Yeah. He sure did. Like some of his points were bad. Like Switch 1 big third-party games is Skyrim. Welcome to 2011. yeah. The funny thing about Skyrim, people were like, "Oh my god, I can play Skyrim anywhere that I want. This version's goated." That was the funny thing about it. Skyrim became one of the best-selling third-party games on the system. But yeah, I mean, Colin Moriarty, he also felt the 3DS would fail. So I don't think he ever thinks any Nintendo system's gonna be, because remember when he was at IGN, the Wii U failed, the GameCube failed, right? So he's used to Sony beating them out, and he's like a hardcore Sony guy, so he's used to Sony beating them out. So for him, it was easy to predict everything was gonna fail, you know. Because he wrote about it, he saw it, he lived it, and he actually liked it. I bet he thought it was great. So yeah. So when it actually did really well, I don't know. I think obviously it caught him off guard. So yeah. People want Switch 2 to fail so the price can go down. I mean, I don't think that's gonna make Mario Kart go down by $10, especially when the bundles, you can get the bundle in there for $50. So I doubt it. Red Dead 2 is probably gonna come to Switch. That game was leaked. There was a rumor leak for that game. So even funny considering how the oldest gold game before Skyrim came out and the System of the Year. Yeah, there was a Skyrim special edition for the PS5 and the PS4 and it was based off of that version of the game. So, I mean, people were excited about that on PS4 and Xbox One, right? So yeah, people were excited about that. So I don't know why they wouldn't be excited for like a full portable version of Skyrim. Remember, there was no Steam Deck at that time. And I don't know about the Aya Neo, or I don't know what there was. There was WinGPD. I don't know. There was some other stupid handheld that was like a grand back then. Like PC handheld. Nobody was buying that crap. Yeah, I think maybe you could play Skyrim on there. I don't know. Nintendo's handheld dominance is over at the hand of the Vita. Yeah, you know what? He still gets crap for that. I do feel bad for him because he still gets crap for that article. Although he brought it up, he brings it up himself, but that's only because people still attach him. But clearly he's been super successful and he's went past that. He has like the biggest PlayStation podcast in the world, like the most supported biggest PlayStation podcast in the world. So, like, but the fact that people still bring that up, man, like that's still like a thing. It's still a thing. That's the funny thing about that. Let's see. Dragon Ball Z is coming to Switch 2 console. I think Dragon Ball, the new one, what's that called? Sparking Zero. I think Sparking Zero is gonna come. Infamous Polygon Mario Kart 8 sales article. Yeah. The funny thing about the Polygon Mario Kart 8 sales article was that they didn't factor in that Nintendo was going to port the game. That's the funniest thing about it. But even if you did it, it still sold better than like Double Dash. Even on Wii U, it sold better than Double Dash. It sold better than Super Circuit. I think it sold just a, yeah, it sold better than those two. I think there might have been one more, but I don't remember. So yeah. How about Dust Bloods didn't make your list in the vid today? It's not really an upcoming game when it's coming out next year, Super Power Man. So I'm not sure why that would be upcoming games when it's next year. But I mean, no, Dust Bloods is not. I'm not a FromSoft person. But when I see more on Dust Bloods, I know about Elden Ring already, so that makes sense. And like you get the shadow, like we know what Elden Ring is about. I don't know how good Dust Bloods is gonna be or not, and it's coming out next year, so that's the reason why I didn't make my top 25 upcoming games. You still fed PS Vita beat the 3DS article, but I'll say the OS and Vita is really good handheld, maybe even better than 3DS. They both have good OSs. They honestly, they're both pretty good. What do I think about Marathon? I think Marathon, it's all right. Looks okay. It's not my style of game though. I'm not a big extraction shooter guy or first-person shooter guy, so that's the reason why I don't really care too much about it, because why should I? You know? Why should I care about it too much? Lost interest in Dust Bloods when they said it was a multiplayer game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might be a dope multiplayer game. I'm not sure. It might be a great single player game with single player elements. But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm not into FromSoft's multiplayer or single player games either. So I'll try out Dust Bloods. I try out every single FromSoft game. I'll try, not every, actually no, I do try out every single FromSoft game. In terms of recently, I bought Armored Core too. I bought that game. I bought Elden Ring. So yeah. Extraction shooter people aren't too excited about Marathon either. I mean, I think people will play it. It's Bungie. Let's see here. I don't think Marathon can't come to Nintendo Switch on the console day one. The game's launch date is not till like September. The game's coming out later in the year. How could it be a day one launch game? My first RPG game, like Dragon Warrior or like Final Fantasy, something like that. No way AC Shadows does not come over. Oh, yeah, it's already been rumored. AC Shadows is coming over. I think AC Mirage and AC Shadows are coming. What's up, Elias? I think it's cool that Dust Bloods is FromSoft trying something new with them as a dev. Yeah, I mean, it might be goated, you know? It might be really good, but I haven't completed a FromSoft game. And, how long has it been since I created? I have not beat a FromSoft game. Bloodborne? That might have been the last one. Or, yeah, not even Bloodborne. Dark Souls 2? Dude, it's been a long time. I have not been a FromSoft game in a hot minute. So, yeah. We'll see. I'll check out this one. It's multiplayer, so I guess I don't have to beat the game. It's just multiplayer. Will Concord be ported to the Switch 2? Yes, tomorrow. Switch 2 directs are going to be even more hyped too, because people are going to wonder what third-party stuff is next to the first-party games coming. Yeah, I mean, with Switch 1, it was like that. Like, when we saw Persona, when we saw, you know, Nier Automata, that blew our minds, right? Nier Automata, Persona, like, some of the stuff, the Impossible ports were pretty cool that came over. Like, some of the third-party stuff was really dope on Switch 1, but now it was like, yay, but then wait a minute, hold up, how's it gonna run, you know? Like, there was always that fear. But now it's like, okay, yay, at worst, it's like lock 30, right? At the worst, like, we don't gotta worry about it being super crusty in resolution. At least now, 30 frames is still a possibility for, like, bigger ports. But a lot of them should be, like, you know, performance modes, maybe even 40 frames, right? Like VRR, like, they can do that now. So, like, at least we don't have to worry about other stuff, you know? When it comes down to it. So, it's good. It's definitely a good thing. Definitely a good thing. Baldur's Gate 3, I think, would do well on Switch too. I think that might be a difficult port though, but I think they're gonna get it done. Hey, shout out PsychoPie. Yeah, PsychoPie. And for those who missed it, I'll be having a big birthday stream. This Thursday. This Thursday. I couldn't do Sunday because, like I said, religious and Palm Sunday, religious reasons. So I don't know. There's just something about that doesn't sit right with me. So Thursday, there was a really interesting thing that happened Thursday. It wasn't necessarily good, but the Thursday in the week that I was born, there was something interesting that happened that day. So that's why I decided we're gonna do Thursday on there. No, last Sunday was like the actual day, but like I said, I can't celebrate it on that day. So yeah, Thursday will be the day that is like my actual birthday day, because like I said, I couldn't do it on Sunday. So that'll be Thursday, 2 p.m. PT, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna be streaming for at least 4 to 5 hours. It's gonna be a nice little marathon stream, mini marathon stream. So I think so yeah. But yes, this upcoming Sunday is Easter, so we couldn't do it this Sunday either. So yeah. Oh man, church is gonna be packed. Oh, I'm gonna have to park all the way on the dirt, bro. Anyway, moving on. Let's see here. Thursday, Good Friday, Saturday, then Easter. Yes. Appreciated the Digital Foundry vid. Yeah, just kind of get on Digital Foundry once again. Like, I don't think that they're wrong. I think it's a glass half full, glass half empty type of thing. So yeah. What's your wish list on games you want to see for Nintendo Switch 2? I don't have a wish list right now. I'll think about that though, and maybe I'll make a video, but there's nothing right now that I can think of off the top of my head. You guys list out some games, and then maybe I'll be like, oh yeah, like Metaphor Refantasio for sure, Persona 3 Reload, yeah, those would be good. They can do Cyberpunk. I think Baldur's Gate 3 will be no problem. I don't know about no problem, but it would definitely be some work. Jose turning 60, still looking 30. I do my best, man. I do my best. 60, still looking 30. Yeah, it is what it is. You see Gundam's video vindicating MVG. Gundam's video vindicating MVG. No. Why would it's a Gundam, that guy? Why would he make a video on MVG? That makes no sense. But yeah, your video on DF was spot on. I hope it is. It might not be later though. But yeah, I think we'll see once the games come out. Once more the comparisons come out. Like I said, it's not that they were wrong per se all the way. It's just that they were having trouble actually explaining why. That it is on par. So that's why I think it's a glass half full, not half. It's a glass half empty, not half full, because they put a lot of caveats in there as well. So Sin and Punishment remake. Oh, that'd be nice. What's up, the Great Wall? Welcome. Somebody give me the lowdown on Gundam. It's a Gundam's video on MVG being vindicated. I saw MVG made the video. He was right. It's like the emulation for the backwards compatibility. The problem though is that nobody said MVG wouldn't. Nobody logical said that MVG wouldn't be right. The problem is that people took his video, then turned it into the Switch 2 is not going to have backwards compatibility because MVG put doubt on it. MVG never said that there wasn't going to be backwards compatibility. He said that there's going to be something that they're going to have to do. Like, it's not just going to be plug and play. Like, they're going to have to do something because of how the system is constructed. That's what MVG said. And people took that kind of RGT. People took that and ran with the narrative that there's no backwards compatibility. So that was the problem. No, RGT didn't take it too far, but he kind of did, but he did it. He kind of did, but did it. No, I would not feel an earthquake in San Diego when I'm in Central California. No, I'm like 400 something miles away or whatever. So no, I didn't feel it. Says Mr. Maddie plays is spreading the $90 games misinfo. The Breath of the Wild stuff, of course. Oh man, it is what it is, guys. Just at this point, just let him. Don't even really worry about it. Or if you want, just tell them no, it's not that. Nah, RGT, he did a good job with the vid. He expressed some doubt. But I think the thing about it was when people, you know, he would just mock people a lot. Like when they would, like the graph, the back, like the graph. Look at this graph. He'd always mock me or other people. I think DJ King, I think he got you a couple times. So he'd always mock us whenever we said, well, the graph, like, look at this graph here. I think they're going to try to incorporate Switch 1 into Switch 2. And he would always make fun of us whenever we would point that out. You know, I'm throwing this one out there. Plus, I can see Stellar Blade coming to Switch 2. I don't think so, but we'll see. Are there any Switch 1 backlog games that you're going to play? Backlog. Now with the updates, I'm not sure. I want to play Breath of the Wild and I want to play Tears of the Kingdom. So let's see. In Argentina's defense, MGG was also terrible. Also terrible too, to be honest. All he said was, "You're not a developer. You're not a developer, guys." I think he said that the people that were trying to sit there and say that you have no idea what you're talking about. And that's why he said I was right in his video, because there are people telling him that he has no idea what he's talking about. Like, you know, but I knew that there was no way, like whether it had to be emulation, bemulation, smemulation, emulation, anything. Like I knew that they were going to get it done. You know, I knew that they had to get it done. That was going to be something that I just knew that was going to get done, you know? So it didn't really matter to me. I just knew that they were going to get it done. So, oh man, I moved this over. I'm low-key convinced that all the content creators are purposely spreading hate on Switch 2 to convince more people not to buy one, easier for them to get one. It was like 4D chess move. I just hope all the Switch 1 games run fine. The Switch 1 games that don't get updates will run very similar or slightly better than how they run on Switch 1. It needs to have an update. Otherwise, it's going to default to how it ran. Like, so for example, PS4 is the same thing. Like, or PS5 is the same thing. Like, if it doesn't get an update, it runs like how it runs on PS4 or PS4 Pro if it got like an update on there. So it's going to run like how it ran on Switch 1. How old did I turn Sunday? How old did I turn? Thursday is the official date. So Thursday. And I turned 52. 52 on Thursday. Turned 39 on the 17th when DK Bonanza comes out. Nice, 777. Also, I'm seeing more people calling out misinformation recently than people falling for it. Yeah, and I think once the Switch 2 actually comes out and people see like the different ways that you can buy the games or whatever, I think that stuff will dissipate by itself. Playing The Last of Us Part 2 and there's no way the lady playing Ellie in this show is convincing as engineer. Yeah. YDF pushing they're pushing so hard for PS4 comparison. I think they're trying to be reel back expectations. So yeah. I would say, Nick, I would say just, you don't really need to play any Switch 1 games backwards compatible. Like, don't play anything. Like, if you didn't worry about it, not at this, like, if you didn't care about it and you got rid of your Switch before, right? Like, there's no point in caring about it now at this point. You guys remember this Madden? Remember this Madden? I don't know why I have just randomly Madden 06 on the PSP. It was over here, and I don't know. I think if my son grabbed it, and I'm like, Madden 06 on the PSP. Let's go. Anyway. What was I talking about? Yeah, so Nick, I would say just play the games that are confirmed updates. So Super Mario Odyssey, if you want to play that game, or like Echoes of Wisdom, or like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or like the Nintendo Switch 2 editions of games. Like, just play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the, like the update from there. Just play like play Mario Kart or play like the third-party games that you don't, if you want to play something third-party or whatever, but like don't go into it just randomly thinking Switch 1 games are going to be awesome. Like every Switch 1 game is going to be great. Yak Diesel with the $19.99. Hey, yo. Yo, we're almost at that double platinum. What? Tonight, double platinum? Yo, let's go. Thank you so much, Mr. Yak Diesel. Also, this whole stream, I did not have the right Stream Ninja and Stream Hokage. Sorry about that, Mr. Vadcent. Vadcent is that. Vadcent was that with that 50. Thank you so much, Vadcent. I appreciate that 50 earlier. OJ, happy 109th B-Day. What style cane should I cop for your brother? Yeah, you know, I hope I make it to 109, you know, but I mean, if I'm since I'm already there, get me something with some diamonds in it, please. Something with some nice, like, da-da-da-da-da, you know, like Snoop Dogg, D-O-double-G, like, you know, Dr. Dre, Chronic 2000, like 2000, 2001. Get me something like that, right? Like something that Snoop Dogg would wear. Snoop D-O-double-G. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Shout outs. Appreciate that, guys. Let's go. Shout outs to Johnny. I appreciate you being here, man. Big love to Yak Diesel. Yo, you guys give him a hey, yo. Y'all got to give him more love than that. Yak Diesel's an old school elite. Let's go. Let's give him a JoJo. Super JoJo. Let's give him a super JoJo. Shout outs, man. I appreciate you. I'm not really going to get into too much of the music stuff in terms of what I like or not, but Jay-Z's all right. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I don't really feel like talking about it, to be honest. Yeah, he's all right. But I don't really listen to a lot of, to be honest, I don't listen to a lot of music, like regular music. Like, I have to edit all day and I listen to a lot of video game music. So, and I don't just listen to music just to listen to music. I don't like sit down, I'm going to listen to music. You know, like I don't do all that. So when I'm in the car, I might listen to a podcast, or I might listen to music, but not really. When I work out, I might listen to music, but not really. I might listen to like videos, or like that's where I get all my education, like so I can be informed on like the streams. Like I listen to stuff, gaming stuff or gaming news or whatever, so I can be informed on everything. So when I do my stream, I know what I'm talking about, or I know what other people have said. So that's why I spend a lot of my free time if I'm like working out or in a car, driving somewhere. I just listen to stuff that's gonna help me here. It's like I'm like always working at times. Oh man, I do have a vinyl player. My wife bought one from a thrift store, so we do have one, and we do put I have a Persona 5 one that Atlas gave me for the release of Persona 5 on the Switch. So we use that. We actually play that, and it's pretty cool. OJ listens to death metal when he edits. Yeah, right. Got Nintendo add a lot of physics to Mario Kart World. A lot of ragdoll, blue shell causing waves on water. Lightning can get them sometimes to cause the rain bumping into objects moving. Oh, a lot of physics. Items. Nice. Yo, Nick93 with the gifted membership. Hey, yo, thank you so much, Nick93 with the gifted membership. Very close. Oh my gosh, we are close to that first or that second double platinum. Let's go. Hey, yo. Even further beyond. Get you a Halo chair. I think I'm just gonna buy Herman Miller, some like a really nice Herman Miller. There's two things that I want to get before the Switch 2 launches in June. I want to get a new monitor, an OLED monitor, and I want to get a new chair. Those are the two things that I want to get: OLED monitor and new chair. So I'll probably be saving, putting away a little bit for that later. So yeah. I have my XC1 vinyl cover that's only EU special. It's nice. Yeah, more footage starting to come out. People are finding lots of physics and tricks. Yeah. I think the Mario Kart World Nintendo Direct, I'm kind of just waiting for that, the Mario Kart World Direct, because I know there's gonna be so much stuff at that Direct. It's gonna be so much fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So much looking forward to that. I'm just looking forward to playing on Switch 2, just because I'm kind of like I said, we've had Switch 1. I think my Switch 1 was here. We've had Switch 1 for how long? Yo, Cyber Taurus!
Double flat bump 200x.
Yes. Ah. We've had the Switch one for how long now, man? And like, if it wasn't for Xenoblade, I don't know if I'd even be playing it. But we've had this Switch one. I'm just ready. I'm just ready. It's a beefy system. But it's not too heavy. I am ready to move on for this thing to say Switch 2. I'm ready for this thing to say Switch 2, but I stay playing Xenoblade though. I stay playing Xenoblade. I still got it cooking right here. Where am I? I'm in Oblivia. What's my squad right now? Level 40 plus. My squad right now, I got OJ, Blast Fencer, rank 7, working on that Blast Fencer. Murderous with the Wing Viper plus, HB, and L. I got myself a really weird oddball squad right now. You know what I'm saying? Got myself a nice squad, so I'm rolling with Xenoblade, man. I'm just playing that till Switch 2 rolls. Nintendo knew what they were doing with this one because I could just play Xenoblade. Xenoblade's gonna make the time go by. The streams in the Xenoblade's gonna make the time go by so quick. So, oh snap. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, guys. Hold up. Hopefully everything's still running. Okay, good. Everything's still running. Let's go. Everything kind of just like, okay, I'm still online. Sorry, I hit my mouse and things went haywire for a second. But we out here. We good. What's up, Kimmerix? Evan is here. What's up, Evan? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Satisfy Case. Yes, Satisfy Case is really good. Shout outs. Thank you so much to my man, Cyber Taurus. You guys give Evan some love. He's the homie. Give Evan some love from the Spawncast. John's channel, the editor for John, also on the Spawncast as well. So you guys give him some love. And let's go with the double platinum. Bonus. Double. I mean, I've been doing so many streams. I've been trying, man. We out here. Let's go even further. Past the 200 limit break. Evan is just like me, eternally editing, eternally working, eternally. When you're an editor, you never stop editing. And when you do stop editing, you're thinking about the next edit. And Evan's also a content creator. So if you haven't subscribed to Evan's channel, he does this really cool tabletop game. It's super complex and I have no idea what's going on half the time. But it's really fun to watch because I like watching stuff that I have no idea about, or like games that I have no idea about. So if you guys can get Evan to 10K subscribers, that'd be good too, because he's actually pretty close. He's only about 700 subscribers away. So if you guys can subscribe to Evan's channel, if you're into tabletop games and like cool stuff that he does there. Like I said, it's unlike anything else on YouTube. I don't see anybody doing this stuff. So check it out, man. It's good stuff. When I stop, I self-reflect, and then I look inward, and I don't know what I see. Yeah, that's pretty much the life of an editor. You stop, you think for a second, and you think, what's going on? What am I doing? But then ultimately you come back to the end, and the end is, I need to edit the next thing. I need to shoot the next video. I need to edit the next thing. And even if you stopped editing or you did something else, you would probably somehow find your way back to it. Whatever hand you are, left-handed or right-handed, the mouse in your hand, it almost feels like, even on my days off, when I actually take a day off, I'm like, I have to stop myself from not going inside and like, oh, let me just record a video real quick and let me just see if I can get some editing done. Like, I gotta stop being like a Point Dexter with editing. But like when you're an editor, it's like, it's just what you do till you I don't know, till you croak. I'm not really sure, but I have to edit. Like, I've been editing nonstop for since 2012. I've been editing almost every day, or very near every day, with very few breaks. Only when I went to, even when I went to Nigeria, I still edited on that crappy laptop that I had. So even when I went to Nigeria, I edited. Like the first time I didn't edit, but the second time I edited. But one time I edited on my phone, and I actually uploaded a video inside of a closet. I was literally in the outskirts of the village in my uncle's super big house. We were doing like a celebration, and I saw my wife and everything, and like literally the internet connection was so bad, but I had it. I had some internet connection. I found a tower, and I got into a closet, and I edited from a closet. So it's like, even when you have no feasible way, realistic way of editing, you have to do something. And I was at that place for like a month or so plus back in 2019 to 2020. So yeah, like the second time I went, like the internet was bad, but I edited almost every day. Like I was streaming every day, you know. So you just find your way. You find your way back to editing, no matter what. There's nothing that can stop it. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Killer Ninja? Welcome. Switch did its job. It did it well. Time for it to rest. It's time for the Switch to rest. I agree. It's time for the Switch to rest. Gotta catch up to RGT and Xenoblade. Notice how RGT never showed you his other characters and affinities. I noticed that about RGT. He never actually showed other characters and affinities. I think he used Lynn and Elma almost the whole time. I don't think he changed much. Maybe a little bit. But there's no way he did all the affinities and got all the extra new moves and unlocks. There's at 65, it's impossible. It is literally impossible to do all of that, like that actual good content on 65 hours. There's no way. It wasn't quite a speed run, but it was like a low-key speed run. He did a core mission, and then he did like maybe one affinity, maybe like an affinity quest or two, and then maybe a couple basic missions here and there. He probably did like maybe one or two basic missions, maybe one or two affinity quests, and then a main mission. And he followed that order. Main mission, affinity quest or two, couple basic missions, and then main mission. That's the only way you beat the game in 65 hours. That's the only way that you can't actually do everything. And like, unless you're a speedrunner and you know exactly how to beat everything, but even like, obviously he's not. So yeah, so I give him a little bit of crap, but like, honestly, there's no way that you can actually, like, there's a ton of stuff that he needs to do, like, obviously, because there's so many quests in Xenoblade, you know, so yeah, there's no way that you can only do 65 hours and not, like, the large majority of the content is undone, the large majority, which is okay. There's New Game Plus and stuff, so. Nintendo and PS1 says Kenshin Jin. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, he probably just got, and that's fine. Like, he's not a big RPG guy, so Xenoblade would probably wear out its welcome if he decided to, you know, play it as long as I'm playing. It would probably wear out his welcome. So it's good that he just played it as long as he wanted to play it. You know, everyone's gonna play the way that they want to play. You know, there's really no need to look up guides in Xenoblade. Xenoblade, it tells you exactly where to go, like, every single time. I mean, so there's no real reason to look up guides unless you're really, there's certain things that, yeah, you might want to look up a guide, like to get in certain, like, weapon augments or certain things, but for the most part, you don't really need to look up a guide. Like, you don't need to look up for anything. Like, I did need to look up a guide for one thing, to get, like, to do the, where you can change your avatar, like, change your face and all that, and, like, your, you know, your body type. I wanted to make myself a little bit shorter. I was way too tall, so I just look goofy, so I wanted to make myself, like, a little bit shorter. Like, I'm, like, now I'm just, like, a bit taller than Elma. I'm not, like, way taller than her than I was before. So that's all I wanted to do. So I wanted to, like, I already had done a couple things, but I didn't know that was the thing that unlocked the character avatar thing. I didn't know, but I saw the mission. I'm like, what the heck? There was one area that I hadn't found that I needed to find before I go back to New LA. And I needed to know where that area was. So I was like, okay, let me just look this up. And I looked that up and I found it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I went there and I did that. And that was fine. But that's the only thing that I've looked up, you know? I don't know what level he was when he finished the main game. If you can speedrun it, there'll be no way he knows how to speedrun that game, especially if he didn't finish on the Wii U. Don't tell Anto or Grifters that you can change your avatar again in Xenoblade Chronicles X. They'll flip out. Why would a Grifter flip out that you can change your avatar? So yeah. Everyone's expecting Nintendo to reveal some kind of new hook for Mario Kart World becoming direct. Any guess that will be? I mean, I don't know why people are expecting Nintendo to reveal some type of new hook. The new hook is the open world game. I don't understand what people are looking for. Like, the hook is that they freaking doubled the race count, the racer count to 24. The hook is that the game now open world. The hook is now that you can do rail grinds and you can do wall jumps and you can do multiple tricks in the air. The hook is now there's no more customization parts. You don't go underground when it's water. Now you jet ski. It's like it's a whole new water physics. The hook is that there's new weapons and new items. That's the hook. The hook is that it's not like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's the hook. The hook is that it's not that game. That it's open world Mario Kart. And there's a bunch of new physics. There's a real-time day-night cycle. There's real-time weather that affects the track. There's like mud that goes up on your tires. Like how you power cycle, like weapons, and like you don't get, you know, obviously new animations, new models, new tracks. And when you get hit with the item, you don't get as jacked up as you used to get. Like you recover faster. There's a ton of different skins and carts. Like that's the hook. The hook is it's a bigger, better Mario Kart that's going to be freaking incredible. And that there's going to be new modes. I mean, the knockout mode, there's going to be new stuff in there. But I don't know what people are expecting. It's going to be Mario Kart, but better, new Mario Kart. It's very similar to what's the new hook in a Halo game? What's the new hook in a freaking Call of Duty? It's the same thing, you know? I don't know what people are expecting. They're expecting to turn into a fighting game or something, or turn into a platformer. I don't know what people are expecting, you know? It's going to be Diddy Kong Racing Story Mode. Okay, a Diddy Kong, is that like a new hook, or is that like a single player that they should have already had? I don't know. I don't think a Diddy Kong Racing Mode is like a new hook. That's like, okay, single player. You know? The hook has already been revealed, you know? The hook's already there. Crazy, I actually predicted weather effects a while back, but not as detailed like I described it. Oh, okay. Honestly, I would have sold Mario Kart World if they got out of the carts. Had mini RPG World Tour campaign. Mini RPG. Mario Kart is not about an RPG. Like, it's not an RPG. It's a racing game that you race with your friends. Like, you compete. That's what Mario Kart's about. It's not a mini RPG game. It's not Mario Kart. That's not what Mario Kart is. Mario Kart's a fighting game mode where we hype. Let's see here. We hype like all characters can get out of their carts and throw hands. Yeah, it's just weird. It's not what Mario Kart is. Like, I don't know. Mario Kart, like Marvel Rivals. I was joking with the fighting thing, guys. I wasn't actually serious. Francis just says, I just want to pre-order this thing. Me too. Let's see. I'm not asking for much. I'm just jaded Nintendo fan. More of the same. You can't sell me anymore. Yeah, I don't see it as the same. It's like I said, double the race count, completely changed physics, completely open world. I don't see it the same. I don't see an open world Mario Kart game the same as Mario Kart 8. Like, that's completely different. Completely different physics. Like when you go into the water, you don't actually go underground. You actually jet ski and race on top of it. 24 races on top of that. I don't get, but like I said, if you don't want to buy it, that's fine. You don't have to convince me. I'm not trying to convince you, but it's not the same thing. Or if that's the case, then everything is the same thing. Do you never play sequels? Then you never play sequels then. If you're jaded on that, then you never play sequels. Then you never play sequels, because other fighting games and other stuff have done less in terms of things, in terms of what they go from one game to the next game. So then you probably don't play sequels much, right? So yeah. You can play as a cow and a dolphin. That's the hook. There you go. Mario Kart, but twisted metal gun type. Twisted metal guns. Yeah, that might not go down with the ESRB. So yeah. Let's see here. I've been playing MK since 2014. Yeah, this is a great evolution. Now, people that haven't been playing MK8, they probably just see it as more Mario Kart. That's fine, but I don't think we can sit here and say that an open world Mario Kart game is the same as Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart Double Dash. Like, that's not even how. Like, how is that even the same? Like, you know, but hey, like I said, or like the Mario Kart 7 where like I said, when you went underwater, you went like literally you went underwater with no actual physics. Now like you actually race like jet skis. Like that's a complete physics change from what it was before. Like a complete different type of driving. Remember, when you go underwater, nothing changes. You're just freaking underwater. Like you still move the way that you move. Everything's still the same. Now it actually changes into a different type. Like you go from a cart to a boat or to a jet ski, and like you race that way, and it hits in waves like wave race. That is a completely different race style than what we had before. Like that is different. That is, but like if that stuff doesn't excite you, or if that's not what you're looking for in a Mario Kart game, you're trying to turn it into like freaking Super Mario RPG or something like that, then you're not gonna get that. I don't think they're gonna do something like that. If that's what's gonna sell you on the game, that the same racing but RPG elements. I mean, I guess, but I mean that'd be the same thing. But now they're just putting stats in there, right? Like, oh, now you get a level up when you beat a race, which I guess would be cool. But I don't know what the story mode's gonna be like. But the game is still gonna be the game. Like once you beat that story mode, then what? Right? I mean, you know, like an RPG story mode for a racing game could only last so long. It'll probably last like a few hours, maybe 5-6 hours, and then what? If you don't like the core racing, the new elements, the actual stuff that bring, like, you know, the weather effects, and like if you don't like that, then Mario Kart's not your game. Because the story mode's not gonna do much for you for $80. Like you're gonna buy it for a story mode, and then you beat the story mode, then what? So if all these other things aren't exciting to you or worth it, then a story mode isn't gonna do it for you. Don't get me wrong, I want one, but Mario Kart needs to have replay value. You know, that's what it needs. It needs high-end replay value, and an RPG story mode that's just not it. Now get me a story mode, get me single player content, get me like mission modes, get me different things, but also greatly improve the dynamics of what Mario Kart is in terms of the multiplayer racing. Get me more multiplayer modes too. More multiplayer modes, more options, more features in terms of things. So yeah. Don't get me wrong, like I think that there's gonna be some new stuff. Of course there's gonna be some new stuff revealed at the Direct. There's gonna be some new stuff, but some people are expecting some type of, you know, I was on the Spawncast and John was expecting some type of huge thing that's gonna completely change the way that you feel about Mario Kart. No, it's not. That's not happening. You know, that's not happening. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know if a 3 to 6 hour campaign is worth investing the $80 into if you don't care about multiplayer. I don't think that's gonna be worth them. That's what I'm saying, Neo. Like I don't think if you're jaded, because you said I'm jaded, it's the same thing. I don't think that's gonna change your mind. You know, like a 3 to 6 hour mode for $80. Like I think you should just stay jaded and play something else. I think it might just be just stay jaded and play something else. But I don't think a 3 to 6 hour campaign is gonna change much for you. That's all I'm trying to say. For 80, I don't think so. So yeah. Just like for me, I mean, like there are certain games that have like, you know, that I'm just kind of like, not so much on anymore. Like Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has a cool story mode, but if I'm not interested in playing Mortal Kombat for like actually playing the multiplayer and being competitive, the story mode just isn't gonna get me. Like the 6 hour story mode that they have or whatever. I played Mortal Kombat 11 story mode and I'm like, okay, you know, it was fine. It was fine for what it is, but I just didn't feel like playing Mortal Kombat anymore. So I didn't buy Mortal Kombat 1. I mean, Mortal Kombat 1's not that great, but even if it was, I probably still wouldn't have bought Mortal Kombat 1. And that's great that they have a story mode and that it's good, but I need to be interested in the actual core mechanics and what they've changed up to the game, like, because that's the replay value, you know. So, and Mortal Kombat 1 was a $70 game if I'm not correct, right? So for 70, I'm not buying it just because it's got a good single player, like one little, you know, 6, 7, 8 hour single player. I gotta see that the multiplayer and everything in the game is intact for the full price. So yeah. All right, take it easy, Jose. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Proximity chat would be hilarious. Won't happen though. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be proximity chat. I think there's gonna be voice chat, but I don't know about proximity chat. I mean, you're gonna be able to get into your group if you want to, like through the paid Nintendo. Everyone keeps on saying it's a paid button. Through the paid Nintendo Switch button, a button to be paid. It's like, hey, Nintendo's like, hey, we're gonna add this convenient thing for the voice chat option that we have. Hey, stop charging for a button. That's the funniest thing I heard on Twitter. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Let's see, but every time you say MK, I'm not thinking Mario Kart, I'm thinking Mortal Kombat. Sorry, I'm mixing them up. My bad, guys. My bad. People are only expecting a lot because of the price jump. It's like they shot themselves in the foot. We'll see. We'll see about shooting themselves in the foot. We'll see about shooting themselves in the foot when the sales come out. Because the bundles, you can get the game for $50 in the bundle. So if you're looking to get Mario Kart, you can get it for literally $30 off in the bundle. But let's see if they shot that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. We'll see when the game launches and how many people are playing in the sales results. We'll see. We will see. Let's see here. I just loaded up Breath of the Wild and thought I beat it in 2021. Apparently I did it. Well, just wait for the new version to come out. Just upgrade the new version. It does have a text message when in chat, but it's automated voice text messages. You can type in words and it will voice it. Okay. Well, it looks like at least there's something there, right? Been telling them having 3D open world mode for Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is one of the only ways to make it feel new again. I think that the balance of the game is off. The balance of the game is off, but I don't know if we need a 3D open world Mortal Kombat game. Is that what we're looking at now? Yo, Kior Gaming, shout outs, man. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that. Shoot them on the foot. Nah, I'll be like those YouTubers, not Nintendo. Move on to the next controversy. Yeah, probably. But like I said, we'll see. I think most people, if they want the game, they'll get the game in the bundle. And if they think that the game is too expensive, they'll probably just trade in their game or two, and then they'll get it to the price that they want to get it to. So gamers always find a way. That's the one thing that I realized is that if you want something, you'll find a way to buy it. But once again, we'll see though. We will see. Like if this game flops, then no more $80 games. So, or at least maybe Nintendo says no more $80 games. But I think people are just gonna buy the bundle. So yeah. But Nintendo will have data on like the physical version versus the digital paid version versus versus like all the different types of ways, like the bundle versus the digital version versus the physical paid. So Nintendo will have data. So if that physical paid version flops or doesn't do well, then yeah, then they did shoot themselves in the foot. But we'll see. We will see. It's gonna be hard to tell because Nintendo won't tell us the data between the three versions of the game, between prepaid, actual paid digital, or bundled paid digital and physical. Nintendo won't tell us. It's just all under Nintendo Switch software, Nintendo Switch 2 software. So they won't tell us the sales of each individual one. They'll just give us a number, Let's see here. The funniest thing I've seen is Switch 2 is trash because it only has 256 gigabytes and no SSD, NVMe. Yeah, I saw Toxic say that too, and I'm just like, dude, the flash memory that they have in there is fast. It's good flash memory. What's the problem? But he's trying to say that it's over, like it could have been cheaper if they used something else, and I'm like, this is just cherry picking, because Steam Deck is literally weaker than the Switch 2, and it has the same amount, and it has zero option for physical games, like zero option at all. Switch's game keys aren't great, but at least they're gonna have games that don't use up any memory at all, And then he's also complaining about express SD cards. They're more expensive. It's like, yeah, if you want to have the faster loading for the games, because with Steam Deck, if you can have the regular SD cards, but the games load way slower. It's way worse experience. So they made sure that you can have the same fast experience in terms of the SD cards, because the memory speeds are way faster on express cards compared to micro SD regular SD cards. Hey, Neo Galactic, it's all good. I appreciate you adding to the discourse or adding to the conversation as well, Neo Galactic, for real. I appreciate that as well. Not everyone's gonna be in love with it, and they're gonna be like, I don't like this, it's not worth it, and that's fine too, and that's okay. Forgot to turn in the Destroy Ganon quest. Oh Lord. Oh my gosh, Jeffrey. All right, well there you go. You're done. If Nintendo did cancel $80 game, these YouTubers would make the video title Nintendo Fanboys You're Welcome to yeah. But then again, once Nintendo already said that it's variable pricing, so they never said that every game's going to be 80 in the first place. They never said it's going to be 80 in the first place. So yeah, like every game. Says the YouTubers whine about Nintendo price, but they'll sell their mothers to buy GTA 6. GTA 6 is going to get the exception because GTA 6 is something that they like. So GTA 6, I mean, if GTA came out at 70, that'd be a pretty big power play because everyone's expecting more than $70 for the game. So yeah. So yeah, it's all good. Pre-orders could probably be announced this week on Thursday, but we'll see when they actually happen. I don't know when they're gonna actually happen, but pre-orders could be announced this Thursday after the Nintendo Direct. So yeah. Let's see. I'm feeling GTA $79.99. That makes sense. $79.99, $99, and $129. I think they're gonna go with $79.99, $99, $129 for different various options, but we'll see. I'm buying GTA 2. I don't care what that's how most gamers are gonna be like for a lot of stuff. I'm getting what I want to get. I don't care the price. I'm getting what I want to get, and no one's gonna stop me. But it's gonna be okay with GTA because it's GTA. Because GTA is seen as a higher quality than Mario. So so yeah. So what's going on here? There's just something over here with RoboCop. So apparently this is a post from Reset Era. This can't be real. So you're telling me that now that RoboCop has come to PS Plus after I purchased it, even if I unsub from Plus, I might lose my paid for copy of RoboCop? There ain't no way that's real. I think Nintendo Prime also said the same thing. Yeah, I doubt that's real. Wait. This can't be real. You buy a game, it gets added to PS Plus after you bought it. The PS Plus expires and nukes. No, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, that's. I don't think that's gonna be a real thing. I don't think that's a real thing. Realistic graphics equals more valuable. For some people, yes. For some people, yes. I'm not buying GT. Oh, sorry. No, I'm going to get GTA just because it's going to be an industry world event. The last time GTA came out, I was not I'm not a big content creator now, but I was not like any notable, I had no subs or anything. So I didn't really need to cover GTA the last time GTA came out. So me buying GTA was not important, so I didn't buy it. But this time I think it's going to be important because everyone's going to be talking about it, Spawncast, blah, blah, blah. So I gotta buy GTA now, and I got a PS5 Pro, so I gotta buy GTA now. So, so yeah. Let's see here. For them realistic graphics, it is what makes it mature. Even 70 USD, it lasts 5 to 7 hours. Yeah, maybe. But this stream has lasted 3 hours plus, so we're gonna call it here. So we're gonna call it here, man. But thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys for being awesome. I want to direct you guys to the attention of my newest video. My newest video came out. And I think it's doing really well. A lot of you guys like it. We have 85 comments. It's top 25 best upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 games. So if you guys want to check out some Nintendo Switch 2 games, check out that vid. It's doing well. It's starting to shoot up the what's it called? My leaderboard here for views. It started out slow, like all my big edited long videos do, but now it's starting to move up the board. So if you guys haven't seen that video yet, check it out. It is up on the channel, and yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. It's up on the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being awesome. Appreciate you guys. There's the vid. We will be back we will be back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We might take Wednesday off, but we'll be back tomorrow, and then there'll be a big stream on Thursday, the birthday stream on Thursday. So I'm very, very, very excited to go over that. Very, very, very excited to go over that. So awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for being awesome. Thank you guys for being incredible. Appreciate you guys. Uh-oh, we got a last second dono coming in. Creosamon with the 6.
Loved your new video. Just one problem. SF6 is way too low. You should want it more.
Okay. Street Fighter 6 too low? Alright, I got you, Creosamon. We out here. Past double platinum. But thank you guys so much for real. Shout out to Creosamon with the last second dono. Coming through. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to everybody that dropped donos. Big love to Vadsent. Ending the stream as the Hokage stream. Just Cyber Taurus, Nick93, Yak Diesel, Christian, Crispy Tofu, Cyber Taurus, Kevin, Juan Calio, Blandrew, Storm, Rukia, Ivan, Super Christian Mewell, Jeffrey Tucker, Carlos Hernandez, Zoo. Big love, guys. Cyber Taurus, once again, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support tonight. You guys are goated. I love y'all so much, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next stream. Peace out, homies. Shout out to all the Elite Ninjas here, too. Everybody that watched, you guys are all awesome. Great viewership. Thank you, guys.